Everybody, how are we doing? Woohoo! It's Friday, and you know what? I'm actually quite excited about tonight because this is kind of a different one for me. Now, London Calling, as you know, is always on a Friday. It's at 7:30. Notoriously, you'll find me streaming on a Friday. But this one's a little bit different. This one's quite an important one. In fact, this one's a very, very important one. It's, of course, my segment of the 72-hour kind of plus, I suppose, Lego community live stream. And I'm live from London in my kind of Lego cabin. And the whole idea of this is kind of like a whole celebration of Lego and bringing the community together and stuff like that. And that's what London Calling is all about. And you know what? The nice thing about that, so is the 72+ hour community live stream as well. And this is kind of what I'm doing here. This is kind of where you'd normally find me on a Friday night. But from this week, we got some absolutely awesome guests, and it's going to be kind of coming in two parts as well, or rather not really two parts, maybe two waves is the best way of describing it. And it's a fun stream, celebrates Friday, because let's face it, folks, we all deserve to celebrate on a Friday, especially after a hard week at work. Blimey, what a week it's been as well this week, what with all the shenanigans with the weather. I mean, I come home today. I've been on holiday this week. I don't know if anyone knows that at all. I'm sure one or two of you out there does. But anyway, so I've been on holiday this week, folks. I just got back to London today. And blimey, I couldn't believe it's absolutely raining. But anyway, I hope you lovely lot out there have actually managed to survive what was an amazingly hot week. And I tell you what, this week was only any good if you happen to be on holiday as well. Otherwise, it was a real pain, especially it stayed warm in the night. But anyway, I think the temperature has kind of come back to normal, thank goodness. We're all going to get a decent night's kip. We really will. So anyway, folks, just like I always say to peeps out there, if you want to support the channel, then please do, if you fancy it. Otherwise, do you know what? Just having you lovely lot out there is good enough for me. It really is. It's an important thing, you guys spending your time with me. But if you do want to support the channel, then of course there are super chats, and there are, of course, you can join the membership as well. Both have their perks. And if you're interested to know about that, then just check out the join button below and it'll tell you all about it. So anyway, folks, we've got some special peeps coming on tonight, and they'll be coming on in just a second. Like I say, they're coming on in two waves. If you want to send me any pictures, contact me on Instagram, and I will do my best to show those pictures off this evening, folks, like I always do. I always do my best to show them off. We get quite a few sometimes. Tonight, maybe we'll get more than ever. But you know what? Everybody who comes on tonight, folks, on the panel, please do check them out down in the description below. All their details are down there. Instagram stuff, YouTube stuff, Twitter stuff, whatever their main platform is, you'll find all their details down there. And tonight is a super duper. Probably a super duper one. Maybe that's probably how I should have marketed it. That tonight's stream is going to be super duper. Anyway, we'll start getting a few people on in a minute. First of all, though, let's just say hello to a few peeps that are out there. We've got Minifig Who. Good to see you, dude. We've got Tina Bricks out there. Nicole, a.k.a. Lady McBrick. She'll be on a little bit later, all the way from Germany. We've got Dusty Bricks out there as well. Finn Harvard. Good to meet you, mate. Love the avatar as well. Are you a Liverpool fan? It looks that way. We've got a Chelsea fan coming on in a minute. Axel Plate's out there. Good to see you, mate. Is this you? Who else we got out there as well? We've got J Bob the Builder. I like that. Very, very cool, my friend. Tell you again. Holly Sparling. Good to see you, Holly. Welcome to London Bridge Bricks. If anyone's new out there, then feel free to subscribe. And you know what? While you're down there looking at everybody down in the description, because it's all community, folks. I want you guys to check out each other as well on here. Like Minark, for example, this man here, you'll find him streaming on Twitch, and he's awesome. So do check him out. His Lego is like super duper organized as well. And why I keep saying super duper, I've got no idea. It's like going back to the 70s. Talking to the 70s, what about the new Atari set that's out? What do you think about that? Anyway, we've got a survey running, folks. Tell me if you've actually ever played the original. I doubt most of you have. I did, but not until about the mid-80s, I don't think. Nerdy Nuggets out there. Good to meet you, mate. Who else we got there? Oldendorf. He's a regular. He's out there too. Good to see you, dude. Minark. There we go. £2. Hope you had a good break, Greg. I certainly did, my friend. Honestly, it was amazing. I went to Devon. It was brilliant, folks. And you know what's brilliant as well? Is Minark giving us £2. And Minark, my good friend, this is for you.
Oh my God, is this my acceptance to Hogwarts?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Anyway, enough of that. I've got a load of you lot out there to get through. Thanks for that, Minark. Always appreciate it, my friend. We've got Cy O'Connor out there saying, hi, Greg. How you doing? We've got Lester out there. We've got Gordon Werner. Hey, from Seattle. Gordon. Hello from all the way from Bonnie, London as well, my friend. Nastays Christina as well is out there. Blimey, there's a lot of you out there tonight. Red Carnage. Nico Cars, not allowed to hack. Only ethical hacking around here, my friend. Brick Enforcer. Oh, I like that. That's a good name, isn't it? I'll be back. Did anyone catch that as well? Our Prime Minister, who's kind of on his way out at the moment. Hasta la vista, baby. What a way to sign off on the House of Commons, eh? We've got Amberlia out there as well. She's going to be in a little bit later. I'm looking forward to that in an hour and a half. Can't wait to see her. She's going to be a newbie on here as well. We've got Fabian Leon out there as well. Oh, that's a cool name. I like that. Fabian Leon. So it's very French, that is. We got that Jelly Dude as well. Hello from Longridge in UK. Longridge. Whereabouts is that? That Jelly Dude. I'll do my best to keep a lookout for that. There's Mr. Cool Kits out there as well. I think I'm just about there. David Zitzler. Wow. Moin. Welcome, David. Great to have you here, my friend. It really is. Don't forget to smash that like button, peeps. That's from Fooling with Bricks, aka Bazza. Again, a massive part of the community. Check him out on Instagram, folks. Check him out on YouTube as well. Oldendorf, you'll find him doing a little bit of Instagramming, and you'll certainly find him doing a little bit out there on YouTube as well. In fact, he's doing a stream for the 72-hour community live stream. He really is. And do you know what, my friend? That is a super chat, and for that, you get a bit of Superman.
What the hell is that?
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. He got her.
Yep, he got her all right, folks. He really did. Good bit of Superman and Lois Lane there. We've got Haley out there as well saying subscribe. Sure thing. Cheap as Bricks. Cheap as Bricks. I've seen you around, actually, my friend. Cool name. Cool. I tell you what, I love the avatar. And you know what? We might even have someone on tonight that actually builds stuff like that. And you know what? We've got the TRA coming out there. Hey, good to see you, TRA. Love to see you. Love your stuff on Instagram as well. I think I'm down there now, folks. We're down there. It's just you saying Ninja is lurking all over the 72-hour stream. I love a bit of Ninja. I really do. Anyway, let's start bringing someone on. Let's bring on one of my wingmen. He's all the way from Yorkshire. And folks, blimey, they have been in the heat of it this week. They really, really have. Is, of course, my good mate, Craigster. How you doing, Craigster?
Hello.
Wow. We are going to have a busy night tonight, my friend.
We are. We need to get a shift on.
We do. We really do. Are you well? You okay? You recovering okay?
Yeah, the first 2 days was a bit like everybody else. It was just too hot to do anything, wasn't it? But then, rest of the week was all right. Just
Indeed.
counting down the hours till Friday, wishing the days away.
I know. Do you know what? I had it was like being in the Mediterranean this week, folks. I was in North Devon. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. But it was so hot. And unless you was on holiday, Craig, you wasn't going to enjoy this week, really, was you?
Nope.
Absolutely not. We've got Mr. Cool Kid out there. He just given us. He goes, my fish fell out of my fish bowl. What do? I tell you what you do, mate. You put it back in the fish bowl ASAP.
And
for that, yeah, don't go fishing. That's for sure. Just stick him back in again and make sure he's all right. If he turns upside down, that's not necessarily a good sign. Anyway, on that note, detach cable. Cable detached.
Detach cable. Cable detached.
So thank you for that, my friend. The TRA captain says, "Craig, you have a hard life." I do have a hard life. I do. I really, really do. I got the bags under my eyes to prove it.
His butler has a harder life.
yeah, and me valet. But anyway, we won't go there. You want to see the way he treats his ponies. But anyway, another story for another day, folks. Anyway, Craigster, where should we go next? I think we could go to Wales next, aren't we?
Yes. Well, you're leading the way tonight.
I'm kind of leading the way. God help us, folks. I tell you what, this is truly an international stream tonight, folks. We've got people coming in a little bit later from Ireland, East Coast America, Germany, and Australia. Australia, can you imagine that? Well, imagine no more. They're being a little bit later. Anyway, let's go to Wales, shall we? Let's bring on. How can I describe this one? This lady, right? She's constantly in the stream. She's very chitty chatty out there with everybody. Love her to bits. We really do, folks. I think personally she should be the next editor of this particular magazine. I really do. She's awesome. She really is, and she goes by the name, as I tee it up, Kat. Hello, Kat.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Excellent stuff. You look very well. It's not too hot in Wales, is it?
No, it is finally cooled down. We're back to typical Welsh rain, which for once I am happy about because I do not want to relive 40 degrees. And I salute everybody in Australia and America who have these temperatures way more regularly than us. Me and my Labradors, we were on the floor, and that's basically where we stayed all of Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, honestly, I was so lucky this week. One, I wasn't in London, so I didn't have to put up with 42 degrees. 36 I had to deal with. But I was staying in an old cottage with stone flooring and stone walls. So I was in the right place at the right time. Cool. I was super lucky. Honestly, it was lovely. It was. That said, do you know what? I actually built a set at about 7 o'clock in the evening. I even got hold of Craig whilst I was doing it, actually, just after. I was doing a bit of filming. I like building Lego sets on beaches, folks. Honestly, it's a thing. The video will be out later on over the weekend, but check it out. So anyway, do you know what? I'm gonna leave this up to Kat, actually. Whilst we get everyone on, don't forget, folks, check out the details of everybody down in the description below. And while you're down there, give us a thumbs up. Where would you like to go, Kat? Where would you like to go? We could go to an Englishman in Denmark. Or we can go to an Englishman who's, strangely enough, in England. Where would you like to go?
Let's go to England. Let's see if it's sunny and down there tonight.
Down there in England? Oh, down there. There's the Welsh coming out in Cat there. I love it. I really do. Okay, so how can I describe this guy, folks? Well, do you know what? He does epic things with Lego. And quite frankly, I could describe the person who's going to come in after him about that as well. But he does. He really does. There is epic and there is mega epic. And this guy is epic and he's an awesome YouTuber. He is the king of Lego creation. And you know what, folks? He loves cats as well. It can only be one person. He's, of course, half asleep, Chris. And there he is. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Just admiring all the explosions in your intro.
I
get them on the super chat as well.
I find them the best transitions going. Just create an explosion. It creates a diversion. You can have a quick drink of something. Maybe even grab a bit of banana. You never know. What us YouTubers have to go through, folks, on live streams, honestly. So, yeah, Chris, you managed to survive this week. The heat, was it okay whereabouts you was?
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I think it got to 39 or 40 or something. I've just been working... trying to keep out the sun, basically.
Yeah. Haven't we all? I tell you what, folks, sun and Lego, they really don't go well together. We've got Fizzle Gaming 45 out there as well. Hello, mate. Who else we got out there as well? We got Zan the Weaver. I like that. That's a good one. You're my favorite YouTuber. Is that me or is that Chris? Or that could be Craig. It could be Kat. Well, Kat's not really a YouTuber, are you, Kat? But you like going on YouTube, that's for sure. So anyway, lovely to see you, Kat. It really is. Lovely to have you on, Chris, as always. I say as always, it's the first time he's ever been on. First time Kat's ever been on, folks. It really is. We've got a few newbies in. We've got another newbie coming in as well. So anyway, let's just say hello to Minifig Who out there. Minifig Who, I need to know why. But by the way, Chris and Kat, Minifig Who, everyone's called C tonight, folks. Everyone's name begins with C, other than the next guy who's coming. Thank God. The Minifig Who, he says, I need to know, why is Doctor Who trending today on Twitter. Why is it? What's going on? What's going down with the Doctor Who's? That's what I need to know. David's saying he loves your videos, Chris. His videos are amazing, folks. They really are. So let's bring on someone else. Someone, how can I describe this young gentleman, this defining man? He's a bit like royalty. So some even say that he sleeps underneath the Union flag that's made out of Lego, roughly 1.3 meters long as well, I think. He also, do you know what, folks? We get Lego Masters on London Calling all the time. But you know what? We've never had a Lego home master builder. Not until now. Let's bring him on, shall we? It is, of course, the wonderful, the very talented, the epic builder. That is, of course, Stuart Harris. Hello, mate.
Hello. What an intro.
Honestly, I make you have to
I
go
hope
along.
I'm going to live up to the hype.
Well, honestly, you are hype personified. I mean, Stuart, for anyone who doesn't know you, and this is great because I can go around the panel now. Tell us a little bit about you, because I've kind of followed you for a few years, especially until kind of COVID hit and everyone went into lockdown, and we're out of that now. So tell us a little bit about the wonderful Stuart Harris.
Well, that's great. I can talk about my favorite subject, which is me. So I work at the Lego House, and I've worked there for the last 9 years. But actually, I started my Lego journey. Well, I've actually been with the Lego Group for 19 years now. Mm-hmm. And wow. I actually started in, this is my second tour of duty. My first tour of duty was actually the first 2 Legoland parks after Billund. So I started as a model builder for Legoland Windsor back in 1993 when we first started the park project. So that was the first time I joined the group, and I joined as a model builder for Legoland Windsor. And so we built that park, and then I moved to California to build the Legoland California out there. And after those 2 parks, I took a break. I moved back to Europe. I got a ton of therapy, and I was ready to come back again. In 2008, I rejoined the Lego Group, and I moved to Denmark and did some various bits and pieces in different departments. But actually, I heard about this little project called the Lego House, and I thought, wow, this is just something for me, because it seems like all my background was leading towards doing this project. And so I joined the Lego House in 2013. There was only 6 other people on the project when I joined, and it was still drawings on pieces of paper. The house was designed by a famous Danish architect, Bjarke Ingels. And so basically we had the architecture design, but we had no idea what we were going to put inside it. And that's when I joined to help shape the experience in the Lego House with a focus on the Lego models. And so I was part of the development of the house, and then I stayed on after we opened the house and transitioned into more of a master builder role. Wow.
So Windsor, again, we talk about royalty here, folks, all the time. Windsor was a kind of an apprenticeship for you then.
It was, yes. That's where I did my training. You when you joined as a model builder back then, you did a 6-week training program that I guess hardened your fingers. I guess it's like learning to play the guitar. After about 6 weeks, you stopped feeling the pain of putting the bricks together, and you basically trained in 2 different disciplines. You trained to either do the mini land scale buildings and architecture, or you learn how to do the sort of more sculptural character-based models, and you join either of those 2 teams. So I joined what they called the show and ride team, which was developing the characters and the more sort of sculptural sort of models in the park.
I see. Blimey. Now, obviously, you're kind of, I say obviously, not everyone knows this, folks, but Stuart was famous. I think this is probably one of your biggest sculptures that you've done, Stuart. Oh, blimey, thank goodness. When I was doing that earlier on, it kept falling down. But there we go. You built the original one of these.
So, yes, that was probably, what we like to say, it's one of the biggest models the Lego Group has ever built. And when I joined the Lego House project, we knew what the architecture looked like. And so we knew there were certain spots where we needed to put some iconic models. And the sort of center of the main the main entry staircase, we knew we wanted to put a great big model. And so I worked with the model shop that we had in the Czech Republic, which does most of our models for retail and for Legoland parks and so on. And they were going to do the big models for the Lego house. So working with them to come up with ideas on what this big model could be that we put into the middle of this staircase. And we kept coming back to the idea of doing this tree for many different reasons, but we decided to go with a tree, and it's 15.68 meters tall. It is 6.3 million bricks, which is about 10 tons of bricks, and it took 24,000 hours to build. So that's about for one person. That's typically a work year. That's around 12 years of work for one person to build.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is a long time. That's a lot of bricks. I mean, for me, folks, that would take about 20 years. It really would.
That's a lot of Lego thumb.
That is. There was a lot of sore thumbs on that, Craig. Sir. Now, half asleep, Chris. He builds pretty epic things. If there was anyone I think that could build something quite large, maybe not quite as big as that, it would be him. Chris, tell us a little bit about you. And I don't say you necessarily do sculpting, though I think you do. Tell us a little bit about you and your background into kind of Lego and how you kind of got started and what your thing is. Because I've got this cabin. I had this cabin purpose built down here as a studio for Lego and streaming and building and stuff like that. You've gone one step beyond that. You actually use your entire house for that. So tell us a little bit about you and your house and you in general.
Well, I've not actually been into Lego that long. I've always seen the amazing Lego train videos on YouTube where people build them all around their houses and stuff. And I really wanted to try that, but with more obstacle. A lot of people tend to do it around their house without any obstacles. And I thought it'd be cool if I could build a jungle for it to go through, or a swimming pool, or all these kind of different sections. So that's what originally got me into it. And then obviously building that train, I thought this is really fun and went straight in at the deep end. Have been completely addicted ever since. In terms of Lego sculpting, I've built my cat out of Lego. It's like 1.5 foot tall. It's life size, so it's nothing compared to, what was it, 10 million bricks or wherever it is. I wouldn't even know where to start.
15 meters high. 15 meters high.
Yeah.
Start with a meter, shall we?
That's insane, yeah. And then everything else I've done, for instance, I built a roller coaster. I got 10 of the roller coaster set, the old one, and combined them. But I kind of cheated. I used a wooden frame because obviously I could get a lot higher that way, a lot easier. So I don't know if that really counts. Sorry?
Chris, I don't think that's cheating. Because if I remember rightly, Stuart, hold on there, Kat. I'll be coming to you in just a sec, I promise. Stuart, if I remember rightly, the Lego tree isn't pure Lego. Is there some infrastructure underpinning the whole thing?
So, yeah, I mean, when you're building something like that, that's going to be a permanent installation, then for safety reasons, we put a great big steel pipe up the center of the tree, because people are climbing around this thing, they're walking underneath it, and we've got to clean it quite regularly. So what we don't want to do is knock it over and have to build it again. It's another 24,000 hours, and it's an enormous instruction manual as well that goes with that tree. So it's not something that we want to put up again. So that's why we put the steel in there for safety reasons, and it's also, I have to admit, glued together as well.
Yeah, I don't think you can get away with that. Chris, have you gone down the gluing sculpture yet, or do you kind of keep them
the only thing I glued was I know they've just now released a loop coaster with kind of specific loop pieces, but before you had to kind of bodge 2 curved pieces on their sides together, and they'd be, I think, 2/3 of a brick apart from each other, and so there was lots of super glue and cable ties, but it completely destroys the color of, I'm guessing you use some kind of special glue. I just used everyday super glue, and it completely destroyed the color of the bricks, and it was horrible. So I only did it where necessary. When building just general stuff, no, like the Lego sculptures, like I said, I've done one and I'm doing another of my other cat. They're not big enough to really need that They have some Duplo inside just to kind of fill out the space. But no, they don't need glue.
Oh, Duplo inside. Wait, so you can completely use Duplo. I know they use Duplo in the Lego house. Not that I've been, but I want to go next year. I'm trying to talk my my kind of right honourable gentleman over here, Craigster, on coming to me or coming to Billund next year with me around the time. Is it? I'm trying to remember what it was actually called. Is it Salzbrook or something like that? Scareback. Sorry, I couldn't find it because I couldn't spell it. I couldn't find it on Google, folks. It does help, doesn't it? But yeah, so I definitely want to try and go to that next year because I think that's a brilliant weekend. Anyway, weekends to one side. Kat, Blocks Magazine. Kat, tell us a little bit about you because you have got a fascinating story how you got into Lego and how you kind of ended up working with Blocks. And also, I'm interested to know if you've ever been to Billund as well. But yeah, tell us a little bit about you, Kat.
Yeah, so I'm one of those quite rare Lego fans in that I've never actually had a dark age. I have always loved Lego since I was probably about 2-3 years old. I was going through childhood grief after losing a member of my family very young. And my mum got me a box of, no, it wasn't Duplo, but it was proper Lego. And she had me interacting with it, and we would build together, and we build towers together, and it was great fun. And then growing up, I completely loved all the Lego City sets. I mean, I grew up during the 2000s, so City Lego was about the only sort of theme you could get, really, that and Technic. And I had all the big fire stations, the police stations, the airplanes. And then when I was about, I don't know, probably about 9 or 10, I started getting into the Lego modular buildings and more of the sort of bigger creator sets. And that sort of really ignited my love for big Lego sets. The more challenging, the better. Because I've been building Lego so long and I built so many Lego sets, it really does need to be big or complicated for me to find it challenging. Otherwise, I will whip it up in about 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. I mean, because that's the thing, because you building them, you it's not like me. I mean, if I build on a live stream, I can, if I want to milk it out, I could do another live stream after it. And believe me, folks, if you think I milk it out, you want to see some other YouTubers out there. And the beauty of that is I can, I'm not, how can I put it? You got deadlines, you got this magazine to get out and deadline. And I know you guys work, you turn around your reviews and all that kind of stuff very, very quickly. And of course, but you don't just do that as well, though. You don't just do reviews for the magazine. You do contributions and stuff like that to it. So, you kind of, I like the fact that you guys on Blocks Magazine come at things in all different angles as well. And it's kind of like this awesome layer that we've got of you kind of building and letting us know what you think. And also as well, it's been great having you in the chat for the last few weeks as well, since we kind of discovered each other, so to speak. It's been awesome. But so why Star Wars? I mean, I can see there's a massive, great big BB-8 picture behind you, which looks super cool. I think I could see some Funko Pops going on there as well. Why Star Wars? What's your thing with Star Wars?
Oh, I've got such a funny origin story for Star Wars. So I was talking about big Lego. I loved big Lego sets. And I remember very specifically, it was 2015. And I wanted a big Lego set for the summer to really challenge me. For some unknown reason, I fell in love with 10188 Death Star. That's the original Lego Death Star. And I bought that without having ever seen a Star Wars film, Star Wars animated TV show. I didn't know anything about Star Wars. It just seems pretty counterintuitive, but I'm known for a bit of spontaneous shopping. And
very spontaneous, that is, buying a great big grey ball and not knowing anything about it. But sorry, Kat, tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, well, anyway, I ended up building it. I thought I really should watch Star Wars, considering I have this massive Death Star on my display cabinet. And then I got hooked. I watched the original trilogy, absolutely love those films. And of course, it was 2015, so The Force Awakens was coming out that December. And I got all the wave for the film. And I've loved Star Wars ever since. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I also write for Jedi News, which is a Star Wars fan website. And it's actually sort of a little bit of a running joke in Blocks magazine. It's about almost all of us are Star Wars fans. So to try and review or talk about Star Wars Lego, it's we have to try and balance it quite a bit because we're all such big fans.
Yeah, it's a very cool story how you got into it. I mean, I kind of got into Lego. I mean, I was quite late on. I mean, the weirdest thing for me, I used to have a train set. My dad bought me a train set when I was a kid. I was very young. It's that I can't even remember the set. It might be in 7557, something like that. It was yellow and red. It was a 9-volt train. And you know what? He bought it for me. I think, I really like trains. And then I left Lego behind and started collecting Hornby trains. So that was the death of Lego for me. That was when I was about 10. Next thing I know, I'll come back to it in my, I don't know, early 30s, I suppose. And and yeah, do you know what I got back into it for? It was because I wanted to build models. I wanted to build Star Wars models, but I couldn't be doing with all that glue and all that painting malarkey. And I thought, well, Lego seems pretty good. They do some Star Wars stuff. Anyway, and I kind of got into it when Rogue One, the Rogue One wave came out. And I still, honestly, Kat, to this day, I think Rogue One's one of the best waves they've ever come out with. Brilliant film, brilliant Lego sets. I absolutely loved it. I really did. Are you a Rogue One fan by any chance?
Absolutely. That's my mum's favourite Star Wars film.
Actually, your mum's favourite one. I like it.
I love it as well, but it's specifically hers. She's really looking forward to the Andor series coming out of Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to Andor as well. It's a bit edgy. I like all that. So out of curiosity, then, Kat, I'm going to ask some very generic questions tonight, folks, to these people. What's your favourite Star Wars film? Then, have you got a favourite movie?
I'm gonna say for The Force Awakens because that's the first one I saw in the cinema.
Wow, The Force Awakens. Okay, blimey, you must be young. Blimey, I thought you were going to say a prequel or something like that. The Revenge of the Sith, I had in my mind, but there we go, Craig. We're proper oldies, aren't we, mate? And anyway, talking about proper oldies, how are you anyway, Craig? How have you survived this week, folks? Because I'm not joking. All week long, I'll be messaging this poor man. I mean, are you all right, mate? Because he lives up in Yorkshire, folks. They're not used to it going above 15 degrees up there. Anyway, he's been melting away. He's probably
like the heat.
Tell us a little bit about you and your week, my friend.
Yes. After working through the horrible heat wave, I then decided I was going to do a lot of videos. So I ended up doing videos on my channel, which shocked everybody that I did one every day for 3 days. Considering I haven't done one for about 4 months.
Really?
And after that, I think I needed to just lie down and have a sleep. And then I decided to remove this around a little bit. And then here we are.
Oh, wow. You should maybe do the strategy. We were talking about strategy before on Size Channel. Maybe we do one a month like Chris does. or once in a blue moon.
It's because they dropped Atari. Well, they dropped the Atari, and I hadn't done the original Avatar one. I've been promising people I was going to do it. When I say promising people, that's Barry.
Yeah.
Buzzer. And so I did that one, and then they dropped the Atari, and I was like, well, I had an Atari, so I've got to talk about this one. And then with that, they dropped the other Avatar sets. I was like, what? I'm going to have to talk about them as well. So
yeah, see,
I did.
I actually quite like the Atari set. I've been on holiday, folks. I've been a bit busy. I've been spending quality time with my wife, and like I say, folks, it's been amazing. It really has been. So I've been trying to catch up profusely today with the Lego news and stuff like that. And I got to be honest, right? When I'm looking at the Atari set, at least from a distance, it looks like a real Atari. So, Craig, should we take a quick look at it while we're talking about it?
Yeah, we can do. I was just going to say as well, we had and then the 72-hour kicked off as well, so I had that on top of that.
Oh, you had that on Thursday then?
Yeah, that started early, and I was trying to watch as much as of that, like it, and subscribe to the newbies. And,
yeah, I've got all that to catch up with. I saw the BrickBods before me. I got up this morning. Can you believe it, folks? I'm on holiday. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. I was watching streamers in California this morning, Shy Time. and also as well trying to work out. So this cottage I'm staying in, this cottage was built in like the 1700s or something. It's cobble and stone. It's that old, folks. It's made of paper. And so anyway, so the great thing is they've got this really lovely modern smart TV. It took me about half hour to work out how to disconnect from Paramount Plus, Amazon, Netflix, and Amazon and all that lot. And anyway, it's quite simple really when you know how. So anyway, so that's what I was doing with that. So anyway, so let's take a look at this. So we're going to take a look. And do you know what? Interestingly enough, Kat, Stuart, and Chris, 1977, right? Star Wars came out that year. Or it was just called Star Wars, wasn't it? That was it. And then later on, it was called New Hope. Also, as well, this came out as well in the same year. The Atari, was it Atari 2600 or 2600? Who knows? Anyway, let's get on, shall we? Let's take a look. Let's have a butcher's. So, Craigster, you've actually played it.
Yeah.
What do you think off the bat?
So the first thing with it, what we always tend to look at the moment, especially with the price hike, is the price, because it is expensive. But in reality, that amount of pieces and one exclusive minifigure, it's not that bad actually when it comes down to value for money. It looks like the Atari. It's just the thing was with me having an Atari, I didn't actually think it was that nice to look at. So I'm not sure. For me, it doesn't really do anything. But I know we had it on a topic discussion on some assembly on the 72 hour last night, and there was plenty of people that seemed to love it. So clearly, I'm in the minority on this one. But yeah, they've added like cool stuff to it. So they've made it slide out with a little scene there of the kid. I mean, look at the box. It's just like it looks like an Atari. That controller is amazing.
It genuinely does. I mean, I'm looking at that and I'm like, I love it. I really do. And I got no reason to have it other than the fact I've got the Super NES. But the Nintendo I love because of the TV. But I got to be honest, right? That goes with the TV really, really well. I just thought I've got to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right, folks? I'm going to get one of these because, by the way, I'm going to be giving away one of these next week. One of these sets, right? I'm going to take off here, right, the Galaxy Explorer. There we go. See that there, folks? Galaxy Explorer, sort of amber, blue, and grey ship, right? And I'm going to substitute it for Mario. And there we go. I've got myself an Atari game set up straight away. So it's, I mean, it looks old. It is old. It was 1977, folks. This was like cutting edge technology then, folks. Wood. They regarded wood back then in 1977 as cutting edge material.
You've got your colour in black and white if you had a black and white TV.
Oh, my word.
That's how old it is.
I got to ask some of the panel. Chris, have you ever had a black and white TV?
I have not. No, I've never had an Atari either.
Kat, firstly, have you ever heard of Atari? And secondly, have you ever seen a black and white TV?
No, I'd never heard of Atari until I saw the pictures of the model. It's very pretty. I do love the veneer effect on the wood. I'd love to know.
Yeah, you're right. Rosewood. That was in 1977, folks. Rosewood. Yep. It was a thing. I think my dad. Not that I'm saying anyone should do this, folks, but I'm pretty sure my dad had this green marble and gold kind of cigarette. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it when you put your cigarettes out on? It was like a little tin thing. It was weird. But anyway, it was like an ashtray. That's what they used to call it. Blimey. It was an ashtray. Yeah, it was bizarre. They used to have ashtrays in houses and all sorts of things back then, folks. And anyway, 77. What a year. Stuart, what about you then? Have you ever? Firstly, have you ever owned a black and white TV?
I have owned a black and white TV. In fact, I'm so old. I had a black and white TV when I was at college. So
wow! Oh my god!
I painted the case lime green to give at least some color in there, even if the set itself is black and white.
Lime green.
Yes.
Honestly, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. That is also lime green. I believe it or not, folks, I did have a black and white TV. It was the first TV I ever owned. My mum gave it to me, right? And I'm not joking. It had a coat hanger as an aerial. It really did. And it was a little mobile thing. And God, blimey, ITV was a right old sod. It was to get tuned in. But what about Atari, though, Stuart? Did you ever actually?
I never personally had the Atari. My friend had it, and I was extremely jealous. And it was definitely a wish list thing, but never got one. So now might be my chance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is the thing. So when I was a kid, I mean, 77, I was like one. So I had friends that had this, and because this went on into the mid 80s, there wasn't many other consoles about then, folks. Xbox was well. Anyway, if you said Xbox to someone else, they think you're talking about a cardboard box or something. If you said a PlayStation to them, they have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know Spectrums were out then or anything like that. The Sam Coupe. Does anyone ever remember a Sam Coupe? That's a legendary computer that was. But you had Atari, you had Amiga. But this Atari set, I don't know. It kind of, for me, the nostalgia is my parents couldn't afford to buy me one. Not that I really even asked for it, in all honesty, folks. And I never had one. But I kind of want one because, and I'm pretty certain that it's kind of aimed at people our age, Craig and Stuart, and I think maybe younger people out there. And younger people on the panel, they might sort of look at that and go, blimey, is that how they used to live? For an historic nostalgia kind of thing.
Retro game is very popular, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Bazza, if you're out there, Bazza, Fooling with Bricks. I mean, he plays retro games all the time. He still thinks Pac-Man is cutting edge. I want to know if he's thinking of getting this, because
he wants a Mega Drive, I bet.
He wants a Mega Drive. It's £2 for a Mega Drive. I'd have a PS1, actually. I think PS1 would be a piece of pie to make. That would. See, we've got the Sonic the Hedgehog, haven't we? So tell me about these games then, Chris. Tell me about these games, because I don't remember them looking this good back in the day.
The Centipede.
Yeah,
I don't even know the games they're based on. Wasn't someone saying they're based on Lego sets?
No, so the Centipede's really like basic, like it's a bit like Snake that used to be on mobile phones.
Oh, okay.
Asteroid's more the classic one that everyone remembers, with the little triangle spinning around, shooting the rocks coming towards it. I never had Adventure, but what they've done is these little builds are inside those cartridges, so you can basically store your cartridges, or you can get the pieces out and build these little vignettes, which I think is quite cool that they've done. What they have done is put the classic Explorer as the ship on the outside of the case.
Nice.
And then on this one, they've put the dragon. So that's the classic original dragon from the castle theme that they've changed the color and put it on the front. And then on the Centipede one, they've given like a little guy fighting it with his little wand. Look, it's a Harry Potter wand in his hand with using little Lego pieces. It's quite a clever little touch what they've done.
I think it's amazing. I mean, dude, I mean, this is so pulling on. Well, let's have a look at the picture. What's going on in that picture?
I mean, they've picked a guy with grey hair for a start, and look at the decor they've gone for. Look at
that. There's a lot of brown there.
In it.
There is a lot of brown going on in there. That's that is like. That's like a scene out of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That is proper. Everything's brown, beige, and
I'm sure Stuart remembers that everything was brown in those
days.
days.
He's got a blackboard in the background. That is proper old.
And all the furniture was brown, and you weren't allowed to like show off your TV. It was hidden behind a brown chest of drawers, and the posh houses had like the wine cabinets in globes. And then what was the best one was your VHS tapes. You used to put them in sleeves that made them look like bookends, so people didn't realize that you had videos.
Oh, they were posh. If you had them, you was well posh.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Can you get? I mean, Stuart, could you put any more brown in that picture if you tried?
Yeah, it's definitely a trip down memory lane. But,
it's like if you focus on that picture for long enough. Just as your eyes start cross-eyeing, start going boss-eyed, you actually see an Atari 2600 made of Lego. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's camouflaged in there.
It's a bit too well camouflaged in there as well. But
the winner though is that. I mean, Stuart, you must remember that controller. That is just spot on perfect, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I think wasn't it? It was Chris McVeigh that designed this one, and he's super talented, and he exhibited in the Lego House, and he's done some really nice work, and he's done those micro builds of classic PCs and Macs and so on. So this is definitely his core kind of competence.
Oh, I tell you, honestly, I'm really digging it, folks. Today's the first real day that I've looked at this. A video computer system. Those were the days. A video as well. It wasn't even video. They were cartridges. But I tell you what's really nice as well is the Atari printed. God, I hope it's printed anyway. The printed tile on there, Craig. I think that looks honestly brilliant. I love it.
Printed, wasn't it?
Okay, so here's the thing then. Something that's quite when you got the Nintendo set. Actually, has anyone on the panel got the Nintendo set? Kat, Chris, you got the Nintendo set?
I bought it about 2 days ago because I'm worried it's going to retire and I'm going to miss out. I've never built it, but I think just the mechanism of it, where it kind of spins round. Yeah, I think that's again. I've got no nostalgia for Nintendo or anything, but the mechanism alone is really cool.
Yeah, 100%, folks. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever built. Strangely enough, Chris, seeing as you're a big YouTuber, you know, I did a video on it once, and you know what? It had nearly 1 million views, and that's the best video I've ever done. The nice thing about this particular the set, the TV, is that you get this. I don't know what you call it. Really, it's a very special. Well, I suppose. Yeah, I describe it as a tile. It's a mini Mario tile, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, to work with a little Mario.
To work with it, and it's awesome, folks. Honestly, it's really good fun. Kat, have you got the Nintendo set?
No, I don't. Nintendo 64 came out a little bit before me. I remember my first Nintendo though. It had, it's like a 3-inch screen, and it's nothing compared to the Switch these days. Oh, they've changed so fast.
Blimey, they do, don't they? Wow. You must be about 50 years younger than me. Stuart, what about you? Are you, I mean, blimey, you build Lego all day long. It's, do you actually, I mean, I guess you buy sets and stuff like that. It's probably quite nice to build a set that someone else has designed.
It is, and that's, for me, that's kind of a relaxing thing. It's actually, you know, to build something that somebody else has thought about how it's going together. You know, that's quite relaxing, and it's also a great way of keeping yourself a little fresh. You know, people come up with new techniques and maybe even new elements that I haven't really, you know, when I'm walking the warehouse shelves and stuff, you know, sometimes I don't notice some of the new elements, but you know, when you build a set, you've got it in your hand and you really notice something new and maybe a fresh way that it's being used. And it's yeah, I do build some sets. Of course, I'm building all day long, so it's, you know, not a lot in the evenings, but sometimes if I'm sort of curious to see something new, and also sometimes the store will ask if, you know, there's somebody around that can build something that they need to put on display. So I think the last one I built was the loop coaster a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, the loop coaster! You've actually built that. Now, I'm a big fan of this loop coaster. I really am. I think it looks great. Will I ever buy it? I'm not sure. I still like the old one. I really like the old one. Peeps I know that have built it have kind of said it's I don't know, they didn't necessarily like the experience too much, but they like the end product. The end product was like really, really cool. This new one is simply magnificent. It really is, folks. And just while I'm thinking about sets and that, maybe Craig's the later, we'll have a quick look at those Avatar sets as well. In particular, those blockheads or brickheads, I should say. But you know what? The loop, I think, even though I may not get it, I still really appreciate it. And I take my hat off to Lego for coming out with it, because that is a very, very cool set. And what I do like about that over the first one, which was kind of like a roller coaster, I suppose, is that there just seems to be, whoever designed this one has just put a little bit more, I don't know, character into it as well. I like all the little scenes that are going on. I'm really into Lego City. I really am. I'm trying to build a city, folks. Legondon, believe it or not, it's called. And that particular set would go really, really well. The only problem is it will take up about a quarter of the real estate that I've got for it. So maybe I'll have to build another table or something over there and get that going. But did it? I mean, Stuart, stuff like that, does that take you actually long to build, or do you just knock it out in like half an hour?
I think I just did it in between stuff, so I think I got it 3 days before they needed it for the store opening. So I did it over 3 evenings and just spread it out. But I think it really impressed me was the engineering in it. as much as anything. It's just very, very clever. Just the way, also the angles and how everything lined up, and just it worked really, really well. And the only problem was I built it at home and had to transport it to back to the Lego house, and that's when I found out it didn't fit in my car. So that was a bit of a problem.
I watched your I mean it sounds a bit creepy, doesn't it? But I watched a couple of interviews and stuff like that you've done with Beyond the Brick, and so I got a rough idea what your car is, because they showed, maybe it wasn't on that, maybe it was on the Lego House documentary, and they showed you sort of going to the house one day when it was still being constructed. Yes. And I thought, oh, that's nice. He's got an actual car that they've actually made a Lego set out of. And so, not giving away what you drive, but would you?
I changed it last year.
Wait, did you change it? What did you? May I ask what you changed it to? What is?
So I used to have the Fiat 500, and now I've got a Tesla.
Oh, a Tesla! Very nice, blimey. That's an upgrade and half. That was.
It was a bit, yes. So the car went green and the bank account went red, but it was.
I love it.
Very nice.
I mean, do you know what? I am seeing Teslas like everywhere at the moment. It's the in thing, folks. It really is. Do you like the Tesla? Are you pleased with it?
I love it. I honestly, I drove to the UK last weekend. I went to the UK, and it was faultless. It was a fantastic experience. It's just so easy and effortless to drive, and the charging network is great with the Tesla charging network. So thoroughly recommend it. But if you transport a lot of loop coasters, then I don't recommend it, because they don't fit
I love it. Oh, that's so cool. I do dig Tesla. We got funny enough, we've got Cy O'Connor out there. He'd be on in the Mo, folks. I met him with a guy that called the Cool Factor. Mikey, his name is. He used to work for Lego, funny enough, in the Lego store. He's good friends with Jang Bricks. And a long time ago, he worked with, I forget the name of them now. God, I've not watched him in a while. But anyway, check him out, folks. Cool Factor. Very nice guy, Mikey. And he bought a Tesla this year, and he absolutely loves them. He really, really does. I drive a Mini, and honestly, folks, lovely cars. Got no boot. I think Fiat 500's got bigger boots than they have. They really have.
See, I didn't think you were going down the car route with that. I thought you were going to link the roller coaster to Chris. That's where I thought you were going with that.
Well, that's where I'm going to come to. That's where I'm looping round. I'm looping round.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
I was speaking to Chris a little bit earlier on, folks, and I was saying to him, right, because Chris always builds on the inside of his house, and I was thinking, God, you got your girlfriend. I'm presuming you're not married yet, Chris. You're far too young, aren't you?
No, I'm not married.
He's not married yet. All right. And well, that was a different. I'm not married. So, and I was thinking to it. I said, well, why don't you build? What do you build on the outside of your house? You know, give your girlfriend a break or something like that. Because I tell you what, right? It must be a nightmare. You literally take over your house for every project you do. And I mean, what is that like? I mean, what is that like? You got a downstairs toilet. It becomes a backlog area. You've got a nice lounge. You've got a Christmas tree in it. You go and build a great big castle in it. I mean, what's it all about? Why are you using your house as a giant studio? What's it all about, Chris?
Well, that's the childhood dream, isn't it? When you have, let's go back to Lego trains as an example. When you have a Lego train track, you want to do the biggest one you can imagine. You want it going in every single room in your house. You want it being as in the way and everywhere as possible. And if it wasn't, it wouldn't be the biggest it could be and the best video it could be. So therefore, it's got to go in every room.
Oh, and honestly, folks, check out, please. I mean, do you know what? This is how famous you are, Chris, right? I was on, so I'm down in Devon, and I'm using a TV that I've not got my profile on or nothing. So it never knows what I'm searching for. I put in half comma, boom, half asleep Chris. That is a cool name to have, dude. It really is. You are like, you are the famous hyphen in the alphabet. You really are. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, yeah. I can't imagine there are many other channels beginning half though.
Yeah, well, that's true actually. Well, I don't know, half a penny. I don't know. Half. Well, I can't think of anything else that you could do by halves, I suppose. But no, that's fair enough. So Chris, going outside, is it possible? Have you ever thought, oh, maybe I could do something outside, or maybe not? You think, oh no, it's too cold out there. The weather's too temperamental.
There's just a few. I'd like to. There are just a few problems. Generally, I have the stuff up for a long time, so you've got weather damage, be it from rain or the sun. Also, stuff like when I built the roller coaster, it's fiddly enough and it goes wrong enough as it is. But if you do it outside, you've got loads more problems to worry about. So I built a Christmas train. And I built like a forest of 76 mini trees for the train to go around. So I built that in a giant geodesic dome in my garden because I couldn't bear the thought of doing it actually outside. I think my next video I'm going to try and work on something outside. I'm not sure entirely what yet, but it adds so much more constraints and stress to the video, which already takes me a month to make.
Yeah, I mean that is a crazy thing, right? Kat, when it comes to doing YouTube videos, right? Normally people are just throwing themselves at each other to get video content out there. They really are. Chris, different strategy altogether. He's like, no, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to do one a month. I'm going to do one a month if I feel like it. I think it seems to be the feeling. Chris, do you ever like a day of the month that you go, right, today's the day, video goes out? Or do you just do it when it's done and you're happy with it?
Yeah, not at all. When it's done. I'll never rush to get it early. I find having stuff like deadlines or knowing I've got to do it then just completely destroys any kind of creativity. And just takes away any of the fun, and then it doesn't turn out as good as it should be. I think specifically with YouTube, I think quantity used to be the thing a few years ago when you had people like Casey Neistat uploading every single day. But now, for instance, you look at the really big people like Mark Rober and Mr. Beast, and they're only uploading every kind of 4 or 5 weeks as well. It's not a strategy uploading every 4 or 5 weeks. It's just the videos take that long. And I think if I made a video in a week, it wouldn't be as good a video and it wouldn't get as many views.
Wow. I mean, that... Yeah, but the difference between, say, you and me, I mean, other than about 45 years, is that you are a full-time YouTuber. You're the real deal. You do it full-time. And you do one video. I mean, do you get any... Is there like sort of a pressure thing with that? Or do you think, I'm doing this because it's what I want to do. This is my content.
There's a bit of both. I used to make a lot more sort of formal educational style videos where I'd go to a place like somewhere in London and talk about it. But those videos weren't as popular, and as such, I kind of stopped doing them. It's not entirely down to that. They weren't as fun to make. I didn't have any kind of real input into the video. But doing a kind of big project doing a big project and spending a month on it, you can get so deep in that project. You can have so much fun and do some really cool ideas. So I'm lucky I've got to the point where I've got an audience for more or less anything I do. Obviously, certain videos go and get double the views of others, but that's taken a lot of the stress out of it. But when it gets to the kind of 4 or 5 week mark, I really do start to feel the stress. One I did recently, it was another Lego train. It was a Rube Goldberg machine that made my breakfast and delivered it to me. I spent 8 weeks on that. And by the end, it was manic. I was really desperate to upload. It's done quite well. So I'm happy with it. But yes, my point is it all pays off. If some videos don't do as well, others do really well, and it all kind of evens out.
Yeah, that's a strange thing, because it's almost like you're the Lego YouTubing version of Stuart in some respects. There's certain similarities there between you both, but a completely different thing. I mean, like Stuart, the tree, how long did that take to build from conception? How did you approach it? I mean, someone might come in there and say, do you know what I'm going to put? There's a great big staircase here. Let's just stick in a big rocket and be done with it. How did you, were there any other ideas that you had before the tree idea came along?
Yeah, we did. It was the first model that I briefed the model shop on. and I worked with them coming up with lots of different ideas. And actually the tree was in the, I joined the project in October, and by December we had our first ideas on what could go into this staircase. And the idea of doing a tree was right there in the very beginning, along with other ideas on something very sort of kinetic and robotic, and something quite sort of abstract, and something sort of there were all sorts of different kind of ideas. But we kept coming back to the idea of doing a tree because it one, it was practical because it's sort of an unusual kind of square spiral staircase. So being a tree meant we could put branches wherever we wanted to fill this void very easily. But the main reason was it was a great storytelling device. We actually sort of layered on lots of stories on it. And it made sense also from the Lego Group's heritage in wooden toys that we did this sort of old tree that looked like it'd been there a long time. And we kind of designed it, and we wanted to feel that actually the tree was there first, and it's almost like the house was built around it. Nice. Kind of thing. And it had that kind of feel in the end. But actually, so we had the first idea in December, and actually we worked on it basically for 3 years. Until we were ready to install it. So it ran the entire sort of development process in the background.
Wow, that's incredible. It really is. So in a lot of ways, the tree of creativity is like the ultimate metaphor for the Lego brand, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. Honestly, I love anything like that. I really do, folks. Kat, I'm intrigued by you, Kat. Because you do a lot of sets. You got some great reviews. You got some great views on Lego as well. Just out of curiosity, what is the biggest set you've actually ever built?
I'm pretty sure that's 75192 Millennium Falcon at just over 7,000 pieces.
I'm glad
that was for blocks. That was just for personal.
For yourself. Oh,
yeah,
nice. Oh, nice. I'm glad you said the set, because I was thinking, oh shit, I'm lost. You know when someone knows their stuff, folks, because they give you the set number first, and it's a nightmare for people like me because I don't look at that. It's bad enough. I try and look at. Well, do you know what? If I start off with 7.5, I'm generally doing all right. Thank goodness most sets are. So you built the Millennium Falcon. I've actually got this week coming up, and I'm on bag 14 of that at the moment. And I'm loving it. I'm just putting the panels in now. And hopefully, maybe by next week, folks, for the next London Calling, I'll have it here as well. I'll get rid of the old Vader's Castle, move it to one side, put in the old Falcon. Kat, did you enjoy doing the Falcon? Because I've really enjoyed it, but it's so much of a big thing to do.
I did enjoy it. It was such a challenging yet interesting build. It's a super strong Technic frame. There must be thousands of Technic pins holding it together, and I couldn't feel my fingers by the end of building it, but it was so worth it for those details. Yeah,
it's an amazing set, folks. And I tell you what, I still haven't bought the Star Destroyer, and that's retiring this year. Is it, Kat, before the end of the year's out, have you got a set in mind that you're thinking, oh, I must get that before it retires?
Oh, I'm not actually sure. I haven't actually sort of looked at what Lego is retiring at the end of the year. So the only thing I did grab recently, because I'm not sure when it's going to retire, but it could be soon, is I got the Home Alone house from the Ideas range, because I'm a Christmas nerd and I had to have that.
I love it. I really do, folks. Honestly, I built that in December last year, and every day, the Cat, just so you know, in case you don't know, there's 24 bags in it, so you can build a bag a day, and that's exactly what I did. I loved it. Honestly, it was such a beautiful experience to do that. And I do it live, I do it on a Discord or whatever. Doesn't really matter. And it was just a thoroughly enjoyable thing to build. And that is a big set as well. And do you know what? For the money, it's actually super good value as well. What about you, Stuart? I'm not going to say the biggest thing you've ever built, because the tree just about beats anyone's, I suppose. That said, having a factory behind you as well is a good resource to have. Let's face it. What about set? What's the biggest set you've ever built?
That's a good question. I think I haven't really gone in for the big sets. I think if I had to choose a theme that I'm a fan of, then I think it's probably the Lego Ideas.
Yeah.
Because of course they originate in the fan community, so and it has the most diverse collection of sort of themes and subjects. So I think for me that's where I gravitate towards.
That's a great thing, because I tell you what, you just don't know what you're going to get. I find it. We always find it in the community very exciting when it comes to, they've got like, I don't know, 35, 50 or whatever it is sets to choose from, and they pick one, and whichever way the kind of sword or the axe comes down on, it always creates conversation. It really does. It always does. And people are like, "Well, why did they go for that one?" and stuff like this. And what was it was The Office, wasn't it? The Office set. My God, I mean, there was about 10 versions of that, wasn't there, Craigster?
Yeah, there's quite a few times there was. I think it was 3 or 4 for that one that actually got through, wasn't it? And then there was a couple of others that had also been submitted from other people, so it went all the same person submitting.
Yeah, but Ideas itself is brilliant. One of my favorite a set that I bought simply because people said you got to get it. It's one of the best sets they've ever built. Was Steamboat Willie. I still haven't built it, but I bought it because it was retiring, and I just felt I just got to get it, so I did. What about you, Chris and Craig? I'll start with Craig first. Craig, what set is retiring this year? And you sort of think, I must get it, because like, we're over halfway through the year now, folks. The year's going. Next thing we know, it's going to be Halloween. Next thing we know, it's going to be Christmas. So we might as well start thinking about these things.
Nothing for me. I'm only focused on getting the Castle, the Explorer, and the Aston Martin Speed Champ, and then Avatar. That's it. I think I'll even leave the Harry Potter, Hogwarts, and whatever else they decide to bring out this year now.
I see. Now, this is on the back of the fact, folks, that it was it last week? No, it couldn't be last week because I was away. But the week before, I think it was, we built the train station. I'm a bit halfway through the train station, folks. Part 2 will be coming up next week. But I was building that. Oh, Craigster, right? What was he building? He's building Optimus Prime. That's what he was doing. Yeah. It was a great, and again, Stuart, completely Lego pulled it out of the bag. It was an amazing set. What a crossover combination. Craigster, just out of curiosity, do you keep it as Prime, or do you ever go in and just think, you know what, I want him as a truck today, so you transform him?
I did when I first did it. I was messing about with it, but I've left him as Prime now because he's more impressive, and also because I hadn't had time to mess. And although I build it thinking I'll play with it as a transformer, I don't. I think I will as a kid. It's like when I build on the mocks, I think I'm going to be able to build them and play with them and run the knights around, or get Batman going up down his lift, and I never do, but it's nice that I could if I wanted to. Yeah,
but what about like when you sorry folks, I've got new glasses. I'll keep eating them on the mic. They're big. That's it. They're big glasses, and it don't help when you keep smacking it against the mic. I'm gonna go blind. What? I mean, when you were sort of playing around with him at first, did you have Optimus Prime's voice in your head, and was you going like that when you transformed?
Of course not. I'm not that geeky.
Oh, you're not. Please. I love it. Yeah. I remember when we streamed it as well. I called it everything other than Optimus Prime. I was just flexing my Transformers knowledge. It really was. What about you, Chris? Have you thought about any sets that are sort of maybe retiring? I don't know, Star Destroyer or something like that. It's a giant wedge in space, isn't it? He was thinking, let's get that before it retires. What's your thoughts about that?
I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, which I'm kind of thankful for the amount of Lego sets I buy. If I was into Star Wars, that'd be a whole another thing. More space, more time, more money. But in terms, sorry, I've just offended everyone here. But in terms of like sets retiring,
space.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm not attacking it. I've got nothing against it. It's just not my thing personally.
It's okay. I'm not coming to turn you to the dark side.
But yeah, in terms of sets retiring this year, I think I have most of the ones I want, but I have stocked up on a few, like the Disney Castle. I've bought one just in case I do something with that one day. I've got a couple of the tree houses. I don't know if that's retiring actually, but I think that would be a cool one to combine and do some cool stuff with. There was another one I bought a duplicate of. I can't remember. But yeah, you were talking earlier about the Steamboat Willie. I built that a few months ago. I love that set. That was really great. Really good.
Brilliant. Honestly, but also the minifigures that come with it. They're so good. This year, folks, honestly, this year, Lego have really pushed the boat out. The Muppet, the collectible minifigure series. Oh my God, how good are they? They really are. Now, do you know what? Chris, Stuart, Kat, Craig, while we're here, Miss Bricks asked the question, Trevor Baker, where's your shop base? And you think, what was you asking that for? So what a peculiar question. Do you know what? I just want to give a shout out here. Trevor Baker, massive community dude out there, always supporting my channel. He supports all sorts of channels like Brixie and Emmasaurus as well. So very well-known channels. Very lucky to have him in our community, folks. But I just want to let everyone know that tomorrow, right, he's opening up a sort of a Lego store of sorts. And it's called
Brick Kingdom.
Brick's Kingdom. It is. In fact, I tell you what, right? I asked him because I was speaking to him earlier on this week, folks, because he was. I was chatting with him earlier on this week, and I said, "Do me a favor, send me up, send me up a picture or something of it." And he sent me a couple of it, so I just wanted to show them to you, folks. This is here. He's based in Lincolnshire. What, Craig? So is it Lincolnshire or Lincolnshire?
It's Lincoln in Lincolnshire.
Okay, good man. Thank you so much for that.
41 the High Street, I think.
There we go. Look, there he is there, folks. That's his shop. Opens up tomorrow, 10 a.m., I believe. And then there we go. And there's some of the sets that he's got for sale as well. He's got new sets. He's got this pick-a-brick stuff out there as well. Look at that. It's about 10 foot deep, that is.
Pre-loved sets.
Pre-loved sets. And I just want to say, folks, if you go to his store, right, and you say, yeah, I saw London Bridge Bricks last night. Use the promo code LBB Lego on pre-loved sets, and you will get a 10% discount on that, folks. I promise you. You really will, folks. So check him out. He's a top lad. He really is. He's quite new to the Lego community in the sense that he kind of started pre-COVID, and he. I'm not joking, Kat. He just went absolutely wild on Star Wars sets.
All in on the UCS stuff, funny. I think he's got everything.
He bought shares in IKEA, kitted out a whole room, right? And just started, like, one day he was building a Y-Wing, the next day he's building a Death Star, and it's like there's no stopping him. So anyway, folks, do check him out tomorrow if you're around, or just check him out online as well. Follow him on Instagram, and you know what? Follow the Trevor Baker journey, because that's what it's all about. A little bit of community stuff there. So there's a little shout out to Trevor there. So thanks for asking that question, Miss Bricks. Do appreciate it. He supports me. He's a member as well. And I'll tell you someone else who's a member, and that is, of course, our good friend. If I can't find it, so many people are chatting today. The TRA company. Now, earlier on, the TRA company. Are you actually a company, TRA? I'm curious about that. If you are, what does it stand for? But anyway, TRA company. Thank you for the super chat earlier on. Thank you for joining us, a Londoner. This is for you.
It's right here, Ray. It's looking at me.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
I love that. He's an ugly little spud. Isn't that right, Craig?
Yep, and it's loud for headphones.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have got headphones on as well. I do appreciate. I've got. I apologise for anyone who's listening with headphones. I will adjust the volumes on those this week. I promise you. What can I say? Slimer. He's noisy. He's a noisy little ghost. He really is. So thank you for that, TRA company. Super appreciate it. Foodin saying Trev is the man. Shop looks amazing. Bricker Picks. She's from Yorkshire as well. He goes, oh, I'll be visiting you at some point, Trevor Baker. Sorry, I won't be able to attend tomorrow. We've got Mr. Nintendo out there saying something about, please, Chris. Probably wanting more content from you, Chris. This is definitely a theme I'm seeing. I'm really yeah, Chris, please upload another video.
If you uploaded more frequently, people wouldn't like them and they wouldn't want more videos.
This is true. This is true. I can lend
Keep
you a
them
video.
wanting more.
Yeah, they do. They want you more, Chris. That's it. He's treating them mean. Keep them keen. That's Chris. It really is. Tire Company makes Lego building trays, I believe. They do. They do. I didn't realize it was an out-and-out business. Phenomenal. Anyway, love their stuff on Instagram. Anyway, what else we've got going on out there as well? Thank you, Fred. She's saying. I want to know what's the hat over the A all about. Tell me about that. Also, as well, curious, Stuart. Random question for Stuart here. How many years have you lived in Denmark, Stuart?
So I moved here in 2008, so 14 years, if my math is correct, and I still don't speak the language. But
that was my
really
next question.
Yeah,
that was my next question. How's your Danish?
I can order a beer in a bar, so I've got the basics covered. But beyond that, not much.
How do you get on with the food?
Food is really good, actually. Food is really good.
When I went, I really liked it, and everyone was taking the mickey out of me because I quite like the food. Everyone's going, "It's
they're good."
Like,
I mean, they have. I mean, you look at the restaurants they have in Copenhagen, you know, Michelin star and all that. So it's good stuff, and especially if you like pork and potatoes, then that pops up a lot. So
pork potatoes.
That's their staple diet. But if you work for Lego, on Wednesdays, all the canteens serve fish on Wednesdays, so that's usually a pizza day for the rest of us. So,
love it. So yeah, I mean, okay, let's go back to the Lego house then. Last I heard, one of their new kind of restaurants that they had was a bit of a sushi bar or something like that. Is that still there?
No, there's three sort of food and beverage offerings. There's like Brickachino, which is the sort of cafe. Then there's Mini Chef, and that's probably the most well-known experience, and that's kind of a unique Lego house experience where you build with bricks and you use the bricks to order your food. So basically, you build your meal. You select 4 bricks, so 4 components to your meal. So you know the meat, the vegetables, side dishes, and so on. And each brick represents a different component of your meal. And then you scan that, and that goes to the kitchen because we don't have humans cooking. We have minifigures who do the cooking, and they don't speak human languages. They only speak bricks. So we need to communicate with them with bricks. So that's how we communicate with the chef. And so the mini chef is, you know, that's what we're well known for as the family restaurant. And then we have another restaurant right now. It's called Click Diner, which is more of a sort of social food offering. But prior to that, it was called Le Gourmet. And that was a fine dining kind of thing,
Nice.
but there wasn't really the demographic and to sustain it. So, and now we have called the Lego Campus, you know, this sort of new sort of big office building that we have in Billund. There's actually a fine dining restaurant there. So if we have business meetings and stuff, we can go to that restaurant. That's called 1932.
And Lego don't do things just for the sake of it. What is the significance of 1932?
Because that, of course, is we celebrate our 90 years of play this year, and so 1932 being the year that the company was founded. So that's why we have that restaurant that's called 1932.
Oh, I like that. That is very cool. Very cool. I love that. See, the thing is, right, what I love about Lego is the little details and stuff like that, and that is awesome. Things like that, I really do. Have you still got the robots there? That kind of
Yes, the robots are part of the Mini Chef restaurant experience. So they're the ones which sort of serve you your food in these large Lego themed bento box type things, and they come on a conveyor belt from the kitchen, and the robots will hand you those boxes.
Oh, fabulous! Honestly, I can't wait to go. I've been honestly, folks, this week I've been watching loads on it. I really, really have. I'm curious though, Craigster. I get the feeling you've not been to the Lego house, have you?
No, when we went 2000, I'm just checking my brick. 2016, or was it 2018? 2016, it was being built, so we had to look around the outside.
Yeah,
with
we
the
opened in 2017, so yes.
Yeah.
That would have been...
Yeah, the Affolet team took us around the outside. That's the engagement team for the LAN stuff.
Wow, awesome. What about you, Kat? Have you been over to Billund before? Into the house?
Not yet. My Graham has more than once, but hopefully I will get to Balloon soon because it is definitely something I want to do, and I want to write for it in the magazine.
Yeah, and we want you to as well, 100%. I'm definitely going next year, folks. I can't go this year because I haven't got any holiday left. I have 3 days for Christmas, and I'm going. I got two days that I was just going to sort of play around with, I suppose you could go there because I could get there. You get there quite quickly. How long's a flight, Stuart? From
it's about an hour, basically an hour and 15 minutes, depending on headwinds and so on. But,
fantastic. So probably like a door to door, folks. 4 hours. I can probably do it in Stansted's in Essex. Why they call it London Stansted, I've got no idea. It's in deepest, darkest Essex, but take it from me, I live there. So anyway, so I'll be wanting to do that. But this year, for my 2 kind of spare Lego days, as it were, I'm going to be going to Ireland. So if anyone out there is from Ireland and you're going to go to the Dublin store opening on the 17th and 18th of August, or actually 18th of August, I get there on the 17th, let me know, give us a shout as well. I'm not getting a preview or nothing like that. I'm just literally going to be there like everybody else. And hopefully I'll be queuing up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Stuart, to try and get in early. So it's going to be a good fun. It always is on something like that. And it's literally, I think it's going to be the only opportunity I get, I think, to actually technically go to another country and be there for a brand new opening of a Lego store. And of course, the great thing is, folks, I get to meet Cy O'Connor as well. And he'll be on in about 10 minutes or so. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah,
the best thing that we did, well, the best thing I found what we did in Billand was we were in the original house and we were allowed to go around it. And we had the full committee there for our lug. So we went into Ollie Kirk Christensen's office and we held a 5-second committee meeting and had a photograph. And that was like really quite special to do something like that in such an iconic room where you saw that first molding machine pull up. It's really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I want to get. Because in the house, you've got this self-contained factory almost, haven't you, Stuart? Has he actually got a machine? Does that machine have a name?
That's actually, well, that's one of the sets that are designed is actually the molding machine that we have in the Lego house.
Look at that.
So
did you design that one?
Yes, I do the Lego house exclusive sets. So
that's on my wish list.
That's good.
Yeah. See, Craig's another reason we must go next year.
Yeah, we've got to go.
Yeah. So it's probably the Lego Group's smallest factory, but it's just basically one molding machine and a packing machine, which makes up molds 6 red 2x4 Lego bricks. And as everyone knows, there are how many different combinations you can get from 6 2x4 bricks of the same color. So it celebrates that because everyone who visits Lego House gets we assign them their own unique 6 brick combination. And because there are 915,103,765 different combinations of
you've said that a few times, Stuart. I get the impression.
Yes, mustn't get it wrong.
I love it. I love it. I got to ask Chris. Chris, have you ever been to Billand?
I haven't. No. You haven't? To be honest, I admittedly don't even know that much about the Lego house. I've Googled pictures of this tree, and it looks incredible. It looks amazing.
Chris.
Yeah.
So can we go back to the tree? Has it got? So you say it's got a steel column. Are the branches supported with anything?
So there's basically in steel in any of the vulnerable parts that could potentially be damaged because we built it in the Czech Republic. It arrived on, I think it was about 14 trucks to actually bring the tree to the Lego house. And the scariest part of it was that normally when you build something like that, you would set it up in the model shop just to make sure everything is right. But we didn't have anywhere where we could set up a nearly 16 meter tall tree. So the first time we saw it assembled in one piece was actually when we put it in the house. So that was a little scary because actually the first branch that we put on actually hit the stairs because the stairs were not quite where they should be, or the tree wasn't quite where it should be. So we had to do some pruning of the leaves on site before we could finish installing the rest of the tree. So, but it was a pretty epic sort of undertaking.
Oh, nice! I'm so intrigued by those huge models.
Chris, honestly, if there was 2 people I wanted to put together on a panel, it's you and Stuart, because honestly, I think you 2 would literally bounce ideas off left, right, and center off each other as well. You know what I mean? Like, you're like peas in a pod. You really are. But yeah, so I tell you what, folks, we're going to take a look a little bit later on at Avatar and some of those new sets. We'll take a look at some photographs as well that you lot have sent me through today. I'll try and get through as many as I can. I just want to say as well, thank you to 60 Second Reviews. 60 Second Reviews has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, 60-second reviews. Welcome to the LBB family, my friend. Lovely to have you here. And if you want to be on Discord, or you can't work out how to get on Discord, just drop me a message on Instagram or on YouTube as well, and we'll help you out there, my friend. Same for you, TPA. So anyway, I've got guests left, right, and centre arriving. Now then, I just want to ask Chris, Stuart, Kat, are you guys okay to hang around for a little bit longer? I mean, it's completely up to you. You seem to be hanging in there okay. You don't seem too hard pushed. Everything okay with you guys? Brilliant.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. I love a thumbs up, folks. We love a thumbs up. So with that in mind, where should I go first? I tell you where we're going to go first, right? We're going to go someone who, honestly, folks, right, I got to be honest, right? I never wanted to, turn of the year. Let's go back to the beginning of this year when, in some respects, the world seemed a very more basic place than what it is now. Certainly less so than in 77, but anyway, more so now. So this young lady, who's based in Australia as well, by the way, folks, her and Craigster kind of twisted my arm into doing memberships, and I said, well, I don't know if I want to do that. And so anyway, and she helped me along with Craigster as well set up my Discord server. And you know what? I am forever, and I mean that, forever in her debt. And I tell you what, folks, she's even got her young daughter doing mocks as well. So please do check her out on Instagram. Check out everybody who's in the panel tonight. All their details are down in the description below. Some are on Twitter, some are on Instagram, some are on YouTube, and some are on all three. But you'll find all their details down there as well. And you know what? While you're down there, do me a big favor. Give us a thumbs up, because it lets people out there know they're actually alive and kicking. So anyway, where should we go, folks? Let's go to Australia, where they're so advanced in Australia. It's the next day. It's actually Saturday morning out there. Not quite sure what sort of time. I think maybe it's about 28 minutes past 6 in the morning out there. Very early. So anyway, let's bring her in, shall we? It is, of course, Helena, a.k.a. Snalena. Hey, Snalena.
Good morning.
G'day.
Yes, you're correct. It's 6:28 in the morning.
Boo! That's not bad. That was an out-and-out guess. That really was.
Yeah,
I could give you my
very
word
good.
on that. So Snalena, you're here. You're dead on time. I really appreciate that.
I know. I was actually early, which is very off-brand for me.
It is. Now, Snalena, right?
Yes.
Chris, are you digging her headset that she's got on there?
Okay.
How cool
Pretty
is
cool.
that? Yeah, they're pretty cool. They light up as well, don't they?
They do, and they change colors.
And they
But
change.
I've got to set the app up on my phone, and it's too early for that.
You've got an app for your headphones.
Yeah. So there's an app on my phone, and I can set it so that they react to sound or whatever. So I could have it set so that they react to you guys talking, which could be interesting. Maybe I'll do that next time I'm on.
Oh yeah. We're constantly red and angry whenever us lot talk.
That'll be whenever Craig's talking, right?
That's it. Yeah, he drives me nuts. He really does. Just keep nodding. But yeah, it's lovely to have you here. We've actually got a few other peeps that have popped in as well. So I'm going to bring them on, and you guys can then tell us a little bit about yourselves and what's going on as well, because I can't help but notice that you've got an Apollo 5 out there. But is that the crane section for it as well?
Yeah, so that was a London bus. So that was the full size version of this, and I turned it into that.
Heresy. Poor bus.
It functions much better as that.
It functions much better. I tell you what, folks, you've been in an old room master. Yeah, you've probably got a point, actually.
That's the pride of my collection. That is the Saturn V. That's my favorite.
Well, do you know what? I actually saw. I was watching a Chris video the other day, half asleep Chris video, and he's got 2 of them. Have you got any more than that, Chris?
Well, it's actually a big failure. I built one and I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun set to build. You made really quick progress going through it. But I did this video I made. There was like a running gag in the video. I made certain double-decker Lego sets, and you can see where this is going. I wanted to make it double-decker, but I just couldn't find like a good way of doing so. It just kept toppling, and I ran out of time in the end. So I now just have 2 ordinary ones side by side.
Yeah. It's so funny. I love it. But honestly, folks, it's one of the biggest sets. Well, the great thing about that set is it takes up no real estate. It just takes up about that much space. It's huge, but it takes up about that much space. It really does. Anyway,
It's really quite cheap for the size, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And they reintroduced it. It retired, didn't it? It went, and then they brought it back again. A bit like the Fiat 500.
And fun fact, the piece count on that is 1,969, which is 1969, which is the year that it actually launched in July 1969.
It was, you see, the devil's in the detail. Another little Lego thing. I love it. I really do. The Apollo lander on it as well with the little nano figures.
Yeah,
love
in
it.
the top. Yeah.
It's brilliant, and it'll come. It's modulated as well, folks. Comes off in 3 sections. Anyway, look, we're geeking out here. We're geeking out.
Sorry, get more people on.
Let's get some people on. All right, where should we go next? I'll tell you where we're going to go next. Let's. I'm going to go to Ireland. Do you know what? I'm going to go to Ireland.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning. We can't say things like that. Of course we can.
It's after 9 now. We're past the
yes,
watershed.
after 9 we can do. Yes, watershed. Watershed in something, folks. How can I describe this guy? He's another one of my wingmen. He's a good friend. I'm going to meet him in a few weeks, folks. I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait to meet him and his family. We're going to go out for pizza and have a good old natter. He's, of course, my good friend, Cy O'Connor. Hello, mate.
Hello.
How you doing, Cy?
Hey, Greg, Kat, Melania, Stu, and Chris, and hello, chat. How's it going?
All right, my friend. Honestly, this is quite the epic stream. It really is.
It is. I've been loving it.
Dude, honestly, this is it's so much fun. It really is, folks. And honestly, everybody out there, you lovely lot out there who's watching this, please do check out everyone's details down in the description below. And you know what? If you sort of thinking, well, Stuart Harris, he hasn't got any. He's not a YouTuber or anything like that. Do check him out. Just do a search for Stuart Harris. Beyond the Brick, honestly, and you'll pick up on some great content, obviously from Josh and the boys and the rest of the team. But yeah, find out a little bit more about him. And also as well, I'm going to be interested to ask you a little bit later, Stuart, what you've been up to since the house, because the thing is with the house, right? It's never really finished. If you think about it, it's like a giant mock. It's forever progressing, I suppose you could say. So have a think about that, because if I remember, I'll ask you later that same question. But I've got other people I need to bring on, Stuart. Where should I go next? I'll tell you where I'm going to go next, folks. I'm going to go to East Coast America. Now, if I'd asked you this a few weeks ago, we were going West Coast America, but she's moved since then. First time on the channel as well. She's an up-and-coming YouTuber. And this is what the 72-hour Lego live stream is all about, bringing community together from some of the biggest Lego YouTubers to the smallest ones and all the stuff that goes on in between, folks. And that's what tonight's all about. It really is. And this is someone who I think is a rising star in the Lego community. And she goes by the name of Amberlia. Hello, Amberlia.
Hello. Everything sound okay?
Yeah, you sound
good.
Fabulous. You really do.
Excellent. Excellent.
Lovely to have you on here, Amberlia. Is it Amberlia? Is it? Well, is Amberlia okay?
Yes, it's Amberlia. It's. I'll go by either one. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay. What about Amber? Amber's the
easiest. Yes.
Amber.
Exactly.
Honestly, Amber's one of my favorite colors as well. Believe it or not, trans Amber.
You.
I think that's a thing. But yeah, no, I love Amber and sky blue, folks. In case you ever wondered. Right. So where should we go next then? I tell you where we're going to go next. The ninth and final piece of this fine Lego. I was almost going to say expert panel. And I think I can truly say for once this is an expert panel, because I know normally when I say it, Stuart, I'm loosely saying it, but this time it's true. But anyway, where we're going to go next, folks? We're going to go on Deutschland. We are to the wonderful lady, or rather Nicole, aka Lady McBrick. Hello.
Hi, Nicole.
The missing piece finally arrived.
That's
Hi
it.
there.
How you doing? Look at this. What a panel, folks. This is it. We've got people from all over the world. We've got me from London, Craigster, and that's England as well, by the way. Craigster from England. We've got Kat, technically Wales. Kat, should we we'll kind of granulate a little bit. We'll say somewhere in Wales. We've got Snowlena in Australia. Stuart is obviously English. Should be blimey. Look, he's got the Union flag behind him. Of course, he's based in Denmark. Chris as well. He's in Old Blighty. Cy O'Connor in Ireland. Amberlia. She's in East Coast America. And Nicole, who we will forever. Nicole. It's a funny thing, Stuart and Kat, when we have Nicole on, right? Because we asked her to talk German to us quite often, and she doesn't really know how to say the words that we asked her to say. So we kind of think maybe she's just based in Essex and has a bit of a German accent about her. But no, she's definitely in Germany.
One day I will bring my mother as witness that I'm really German.
Is she? Why your mother? Is she like proper German? Is she or something? Or what?
She's 87. And she will tell you.
She will tell me what it is in German. Okay, all right.
Right.
All right. I'm scared. I'm
bringing her mother because her mother speaks German, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Her mother is the German arm of her family. In other words,
right.
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, so we've got some newbies on that have joined the stream. So Nicole, tell us a little bit about you, and your kind of, your kind of thing with Lego. So tell us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself to everybody who's out there.
I'm a really, really small YouTuber. I'm so small that you find me on Instagram. But maybe one day I will make it to YouTube. I absolutely love London Calling. I love Greg. I love all of the YouTubers and the family that welcomed me. So hopefully Instagram and YouTube will finally brought together by me in the future. As for Lego, I think I am mostly known for being the modulizer, which means that I'm not really someone into creating something from scratch. But what I love is taking something that Lego produced and taking it to the next level. Sometimes it's just putting one set, double it, mirror it, put it together. Because Lego is brilliant. They often, very, very often, give us half of the way of the dream come true. And we are now invited to make it our own and perfect it to our needs, our liking. And that's what I love about Lego. Sometimes it's a set like the Bugle or the Harry Potter castle. Perfection, no need to change anything. But especially with the friend sets, I absolutely love the friend sets because they give you 50, 70, 80% and then go crazy. Do whatever you like and have fun with it. And that's what I love about Lego.
Yeah.
That's me.
Blimey, that's it. I feel like getting the mic now and just dropping it on the floor. Well said. Blimey. Is Lego paying you for that? No, well said.
I was going to say, Nicole, you know that Stuart's not in recruitment, right?
Yeah, you got the job. I like it. Stuart Harris, aka Alan Sugar. Love it. So let's go along. Let's go along a little bit. Amberlia. Amberlia. Tell us a little bit about you. What's your thing? We recently discovered you. You're kind of new on the scene, and you've just moved as well to the East Coast. So tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So I'm actually a web developer by trade. And so as somebody who likes to build and code things, I definitely have that spark and desire to see how things work and to make and create things. And I didn't really grow up with Lego as like a thing I played with because when I was a kid, we didn't have the brick separator. And I've told the story a few times, but when you stuck two pieces together, like that was it. Like it was over. So, you go to build something and then, oh, well, that's never coming apart. So I didn't really get into it as a kid, but my daughter, as she was growing up, I understood how important Lego was just from, fine motor skills and just understanding spatial reasoning and things like that. And so she was kind of too small to build things. So I started building with her. And at first I hated it. It was because she was like just staring there, wanting to play with the thing, and I'm trying to build it really quick. But when I got an opportunity to stop and build something for myself, I felt that joy, that really amazing experience of putting the bricks together, and that joy you get as you're building these pieces. And I'm like, how in the world does this thing become what's on the box? And it was just such a magical experience. And so now her and I, have gotten together and we start building Lego. And and of course, as an adult, it's great to talk to an 8-year-old sometimes about Lego, but she doesn't quite, she doesn't get as excited about some of the sets that I do. So when I started reaching out into the community, I found this amazing adult community for Lego. And, I'd been lurking for quite a while and going into streams, and I just found this community to be so incredible, so amazing, so supportive. I told the story before where I went into one of my first live streams and said hi, and all these people I didn't know said hi back to me, and it scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. Like, why is everybody saying hi to me? And I just realized the community was so amazing, so friendly. And it's just caused me to really love Lego even more and to enjoy building things and sharing that with people.
Wow. Again, very well said. And it is interesting, the backstories that we all have and how we got on this wibbly wobbly world of Lego. It really is. And everyone's got their own kind of journey, how they came into it as well. And it's really cool that quite often people over the last few years, especially when COVID became a thing, how many people actually got into that, and it's very, very cool. Now, someone who I absolutely adore, someone I couldn't wait to start streaming with and get them to start streaming by themselves is, of course, Sai. And in a few weeks, we're actually going to meet each other. We are, which is kind of exciting. So, Mr. O'Connor. For those that are out there that are kind of haven't necessarily heard of you or any of us, to be honest, tell us a little bit about you, my friend.
Oh, that's so weird. It's usually me asking that question.
I know.
Okay, so I do nowadays occasional Lego videos, but since the lockdown and since Greg pushed me towards doing streams on my own, I kind of developed basically a weekly stream where I'd get regular guests on, and we'd have a panel, and then I branched out and I got kind of high profile members of the Lego community that people might not get to interact with on a kind of a normal basis. They might be able to just leave a comment in their videos or something like that, and that would be it. So I got the idea of reaching out to people like Jang Bricks and Just Too Good and MNR and even Chris, who's here on the panel with us, to interview, basically because I wanted to meet them. So the stream is called the Sai O'Connor Lego live stream. It's monthly now, and I get people on, chat to them, ask them every question I've ever wanted to, open it up to the panel, and sometimes a chat if we have time. And it's so much fun. I mean, we've met so many people. Greg has been there, and Craig, I think, but you've been there for all of them as well. But we've met so many people over the past year, I think I'm doing it, and it's been so much fun. So last night we met an animator, Lego animator called Akash Lego Productions, and he did the Lego animations in the Boys TV show, and he was just so much fun. He was giving us a different perspective of the Lego community. So the Lego community isn't just what we do here. It's not just the builders who build on the stream. It's not just Chris who's doing his thing. It's way bigger, and that's what Akash was saying last night. He was saying he didn't know half of the other side of the Lego community. So that's pretty much what I do. I like doing shorts as well. I have another shorts channel, and I'm going to spam the crap out of it. My new project is to get a silver play button from a shorts channel, and see if I can get it before the end of the year.
So you're kicking off a short chat. So I like doing shorts as well. Si, I thought for me, someone who does kind of, I'm not going to say I work super hard because I work in IT, but my hours are quite long, folks. So I'm not quite working my fingers to the bone, but I do long hours, burning the candle at both ends. But what I do find is a very healthy kind kind of staple way of kind of running my YouTube channel is to do shorts, do reels as well. That's the thing these days, and also do live streams. They're very impromptu. I can do them when I feel like it. Obviously, London Corners every Friday, but also shorts. I kind of enjoy doing those side, and some of them I can do the most ridiculous ones that are 4 seconds long, or I can do them exactly 59 seconds long. So yeah, that's it. So that's going to be, is that your goal to get that by the end of the year, or are you just kind of going, right, that's what I'm going to do loads of shorts and see where we go.
I set up that shorts channel ages ago to see, kind of test it, because YouTube have said themselves there's 2 algorithms. One is for shorts, one is for YouTube. So instead of putting shorts on my regular channel and kind of, it can disrupt the kind of the counts and everything else, put them onto a separate channel. And that way, because I like Funko Pops as well, so I'll be able to do some Lego stuff and Funko Pop stuff as well, and it won't be just limited to being Lego. But yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. And in the past few weeks, I've said screw it, and yeah, so it's pretty much a goal for the end of the year if I can do it.
Okay, yeah, good man. I mean,
just for the laugh, to see if I can get one, because I came across, I know you probably all have seen this guy before, Jack's, I think it's Jack Sucks at Life. Chris, I think we were talking about him last time you were on, but he basically gets his hands on as many play buttons as he can. And I thought, that looks kind of fun. I'll see if I can get one really quickly and, not scam YouTube, but like just see if I can spam the crap out of a channel and get a play button.
Yeah, well, why not? Yeah. If I was you, Si, and I think you've probably already started. I just pressed a key and it does that. That's good.
Yeah.
Honestly, you've got to be careful what you touch around here, folks. You never know what's going to happen. Mario, that's all I can say. Do Mario and Luigi stuff. And
I already did one, yeah. Put that out a few days ago. Just waiting for Peach to come, and then do a whole lot of stuff like that.
I tell you what, you can't see it, right? I'm not the biggest fan of the Mario stuff. Stuart, hold your ears. Lego, please do us a favor. Give us a CMF series, please, for Mario.
Just a figure, just one minifigure.
Just one. We've got these great big fat figures, right? We've got this tile of Mario here. It's too much. It's teasing us. They really are. And what you got there, Si? That's it. Yeah. That's it. And I do like them. It's a nice bit of tech. It really is. It's a lovely bit of tech.
It's ingenious, yeah. I had them like in the short I did on the Shorts channel. I kind of more or less have them chatting to each other. It's really funny. It's like, and the update is a really good way.
They tell jokes.
They pretty much nearly do. Do you know that? Like, for some reason, I had them standing together, and Mario fell asleep standing up while Luigi's talking to him. I was like, okay, I have to film that.
I love it. Do you know what, folks? Right, Stuart, Chris, right now, you guys and Kat as well, especially you, Kat. Right, you guys build sets like all that like this, right? Massive sculptures, right? I did a stream with Si O'Connor once, right? It's called the Backlog, right? It will still come back, folks. It will just prop up every now and again randomly, right? He built Luigi on it. That's all he had to build was Luigi and the set that it came with. Let's face it, folks. If it's 10 pieces of Lego, you'll be lucky, right? Now, Si, right? He does things. He's very impromptu, right? Very impulsive, shall we say? And he didn't have a screwdriver, didn't have any batteries, and he didn't even finish the building the set with it. Si,
these were things I knew about. I knew I should have the batteries ready, and you should have a screwdriver ready. And you know what, Greg? It was still unbuilt from where I left him like months ago. Poor little guy. He had no trousers on or anything.
I say, I love it. Honestly, I love it. And yeah, I got Luigi down there, folks. I will do something with it. They are clever.
I was going to say, don't tell me you've actually finished a set on the Backlog. That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I did once. Yeah, I think
you did once. Yeah.
The once. So Selena
T-shirts made and everything.
It did. Moss grows in real time on size one. Anyway, that aside, Selena, lovely Selena.
Hello.
She's got cat's ears that change with sounds. They're Bluetooth and all those. We talked about a little bit of tech. We'll have a look at those avatar sets in a mo, folks. Selena, tell us a little bit about you, because again, I'm saying that we've got big YouTubers, we've got smaller YouTubers, and we've got all the bits in between. And I think you're more of at the moment anyway, one of those bits that are in between. So tell us a little bit about you, Selena.
I'm like Nicole. I'm such a big YouTuber that I'm not on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. So yeah, so that's where you can find me hanging out, is on Instagram, for the most part. So I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. I participate in a lot of Nicole's little challenges and things. There's lots of fun happening on Instagram with Lego. So the Lego community on Instagram is getting bigger and bigger by the day, and it's just, it's so much fun. There's lots of amazing people on there. I love it for the little challenges. Like we had one recently, which was CMF habitats, and I built a series for the Series 21.
Let's have a look at these are wonderful.
Series 21 minifigs. So that's this. I built each season. I've got a pile of dead minifigs on my desk here at the moment because I've just started pulling them apart. But yeah,
doesn't sound very nice. Pulling them apart, not bits of meat.
And we've had Disney CMF habitats. Kate Brick Huntress runs challenges almost every month as well. So we just had a Let's Build Friendship one with all the Friends sets, which my daughter participated in as well. So it's just so much fun over on Instagram. So you should all join. Whoever's not on Instagram.
Have you got Charlotte's mock to hand by any chance?
I do actually. Let me just grab. Give me one.
How old? I don't know. Can she hear me? Can you hear me?
She might. I don't know if she's watching. She's got to get up soon if she's not already up for netball, because we've got netball this morning.
I mean,
pardon?
I said netball. Blimey, what? 7 o'clock in the morning?
At 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock. Oh, 8 o'clock's fine. Yeah, that's the first thing we think of at 8 o'clock in the morning, isn't it, Stuart?
That's Saturday morning sport when you've got an 8-year-old. Like
you Aussies love your sport, you really do.
Yeah. So this was her build for the Let's Build Friendship challenge. So she built a house, which has a comfy, and I can't really tilt it that much because all the chairs will fall out, but it's got a comfy armchair room. Hang on, let me see if I can turn around for the armchairs. Hang on. Let me be very careful. Oop, there go the chairs. They're not attached. But yeah, she wanted to build a house where all her friends could hang out. And we looked online for some little tutorials for how to build chairs, and we had lots of fun doing it. It was meant to be a collaborative build between the both of us, but then she did all of it and I just built the armchairs. And the fireplace. I built the fireplace. That was fun. The fireplace. Whoop! There go the armchairs.
Oh, hello.
The fireplace was a little Tiago tutorial. So Tiago Catarino.
Okay.
He was.
Check it. His reviews are really good.
So we looked on his thing for that. So, but yeah, it was lots of fun, and there's little challenges like that every month, and it's all great fun.
It's all great fun. Now, who's that YouTuber bloke that you hang around with from time to time? Other than me.
Oh, the one that's got a silver play button? That would be Brixie, yeah.
That'd be Brixie, yeah. How often do you stream with him?
I haven't streamed with him for a little while. So we built I don't know if you've heard of Lego Artisan. So he's a designer who takes a lot of the Lego sets and does rebrickable designs of them. He builds them into other things. So the one that caught our eye was he'd taken the Friends apartments and the Friends Central Perk Cafe and built them into a modular apartment tower. So that's the one we built, and he's added so many more levels to it. So we added the Big Bang Theory apartment to it as well. He's added everything to it. So the Seinfeld, he's added a Brothels penthouse on top. He's added all sorts of things. If you actually build every level of it, it's probably about as tall as that Saturn V. But it's really cool. So we built that. Oh God. It would have been a few months ago, but yeah, it's actually sitting just over there. It's quite large.
That's awesome. And did you enjoy the process though? And this, I've not got kids, but did you enjoy doing it with your, with Charlotte? Was it interesting to see how her kind of mind develops and unfolds and figures out stuff?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I love about Lego is watching Charlotte come up with builds and come up with little stories with all the little characters and stuff. And so my dining table was sacrificed many months ago to Charlotte's Lego City. And I just love listening and watching her play with her city, and she's made little mocks in her city. So she's made a potion man that sells potions, and there's a squirrel tree, and there's all sorts of stuff. One day the ATM stopped working, so we had to have a money tree instead. And it's just like the imagination is wild and it's amazing, and I love it, and I hope she never loses that. So
yeah, no, it is, honestly, folks, the imagination of a child is profound. It's the best. When you're at your peak of imagination. I got a curious question, and I think I'm going to start with Kat on this one, and that is right. I talked something that Sai kind of influenced me on was minifigures back in the day. Me and Sai, massive fans of video. Poor old video didn't stand a chance. It really didn't. But we were big fans of it because Sai loves minifigures. And I was like, I'm okay with minifigures. I thought they were all right. But I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to start getting into them. This year, I've kind of made a point of getting more into them. I love the CMS series with the Muppets. Kat, I'm intrigued to know, though, right? Because you're really into your Star Wars stuff. What are you more into? The builds or the minifigures? And I'm going to ask everyone this question because I'm intrigued to know. Because some people into both, some people into one thing and not the other, or vice versa. So, Kat, starting with you, what sort of thing are you more into?
I really think it depends on the set. If it's like one of the ships, like an X-wing, because they're built completely the same on either side, I think I'd probably be more interested in the minifigures. But if it's something more like the Death Star, then I'm just totally invested in the build because it's changing all the time with each level and each room. So I really think it depends on the set. But I must admit, I do love my sort of exclusive Star Wars minifigures. I do love hunting down some of the more unusual ones. Like I have the Darth Revan, May the 4th minifigure promotion,
nice.
And he is star of my collection. He's never left his poly bag.
Oh yeah, I've got one as well that's in the poly bag. Is this...
I took mine out for a video.
No, Sai. Well, well done on you, Sai. Well done on you.
It was just when I started as well, so I think it has 78 views. So it was kind of like, it was good at the time. I was like 78 views.
Well, Sai, it was well worth it for that.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Kat, are these? Is this it? Ooh, there we go. There. Is this? Are these your fingers? And is that?
Yes, those are my fingers. That's all my polybag. That's not all of it. That's some of my polybag collection. You can see the only polybags I open is when I've got duplicates or triples or quadruples. And there's Revan.
Is that Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. I have that. That's awesome.
In the middle. Well, that's interesting to say because I hear through the grapevine that Lego aren't doing exclusive minifigures at San Diego Comic-Con this year. So yeah, it could be a thing that they're not doing it. It might be only this year, who knows? But for sure, it's not going to happen this year, which is kind of, I always find it intriguing, really, when they do those. But yeah, definitely Revan is an awesome figure, and I got him years ago. But like you, Kat, I haven't taken him out of his poly bag. I might even buy another one that has been opened, but that's probably a fortune anyway, just to buy him. Sai, leading on from that, then, when you opened your one, you collect the Lego cases. Did you pop your one in a case?
Yeah, I've got Star Wars cases, and I've got kind of rare minifigures and some like ones like I heard Stuart talking about them earlier on. I have one of the chefs from Lego House. With the printing on the back torso, and that's so cool. Weirdly, you could buy it from Bricks and Pieces, so I said I'm gonna get that. So it didn't actually come. I didn't go there and get it, but yeah, so I've got some of those in their own cases. I've opened up some of the Star Wars, all the Star Wars polybags that came from May 4th. But yeah, I've got like tons. I've stopped buying that. They don't do I keep looking over there because that's where they are. I don't buy the cardboard ones because they don't make them anymore. So I buy the plastic ones. They cost a fortune, but they're worth it. So you don't have to do all the dusting. I've got all of these ones here just in base plates because I've no room for the minifigure stands anymore. But yeah, we were talking about Steve's what's he call it now? Steve's Brick Cave, I think it is. Steve Reynolds in Australia.
Yeah, Steve Reynolds. Yep.
So we're talking about those, and I went to Brickset and had a look, and I've got 2,240 something minifigures.
Wow,
a lot.
That is incredible. That is. I'm scared to look how many we have because this is the funniest thing. We when you collect Lego, and we all collect Lego, so we all got this mindset of what we buy and why we buy it, and we've got this really odd ways of justifying buying stuff. So I actually said to me, I think it was practically on our last or most recent backlog, I said to Si, how many sets have you bought this year, Si? Like 2022 sets. It was 1 or 2 or something like that. He checked it out. It was more like 30. It was. He completely just forgotten about them, which is probably why we end up spending so much money on Lego. So,
and the thing is as well, Greg, we are, for me anyway, I'm always kind of like a year behind, so I'm still trying to get the sets from last year and the year before, because there's so many themes I'm into, like Marvel and Star Wars be kind of the main ones I'm into, but I'm always trying to chase all those, because like I like to collect, like I've nearly all of the Iron Man minifigures. I'm one Superman away from having all the Superman except for the San Diego Comic-Con one. So you know, and I don't like anyone touching the minifigure, so I buy a set brand new.
You do, yeah. I know you buy two. You generally buy 2 sets of everything, don't you? You build one and you put one to one side.
And I don't. It's not even kept for to resell or anything. I keep it because I like it. I'm a geek like that. I know a lot of us are like that. We like to have sets that are, you know, still sealed and not opened. And I won't open them. I just like the idea of having a sealed set.
Yeah, it's.
I know he's shaking his head.
Craig doesn't. So Craig, tell me then, what are you more into, the minifigures or the actual build itself?
Pieces.
All right, pieces. So take it in another direction. It's a very Yorkshire answer, that is, folks.
Good quality pieces that can be used in mocks. But if I'm building a set and it's got good minifigs, bonus.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And I'm gonna. This is a very. I can't believe I'm even saying it. But anyway, Kat, have a think about it. Right. I want to know what your favorite Star Wars figure is. Because there's a lot of good ones out there, but ponder on that. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Just have a little ponder about it. Craigster, you like pieces, and have you got a particular minifigure that you like? Have you got a favorite one? It's got to be a Batman, surely.
No, not really. I like my Nesquik bunny just because it's Nesquik bunny.
Well, when did that come out? When did that come out? Nesquik.
Well, I have no idea.
90s.
I got it in Austria. It was in a polybag in Austria.
It was part of the studio team. I think it came out in the 90s. I'm not sure, but there was 2 versions. One with a full body, and one was just a torso.
A torso. Oh, that's very, very cool. We got a question. Bobby. I can't believe this is the first question, unless of course I've missed them. It's a question for Stuart. Sorry, Stuart. This is putting you on the spot. Is it true the yellow castle on the tree branch had to be brought from a collector, as there weren't any open that were in the Lego vault?
So on the Tree of Creativity, it was designed as a way to showcase creativity and the evolution of different play themes over the years. And so some of the branches were prepared to create these little sort of vignettes, these little dioramas in them, based on different classic play themes. So one was about city, one castle, space, and pirates, and so on. And so when we were designing the tree, we have a sort of heritage department that we talked about earlier, where we have something called the Idea House, which is based in the original founder's house and so on. And they have an archive and a vault full of all these old sets. And so when we were designing the tree and we wanted to showcase the evolution of different play themes, we needed, of course, some classic ones, some fan favorites, as well as having some of the more contemporary models on there. And so when we approached them and asked them, can we get some of these sets from from the archives, and I said, but they're going to be glued together and permanently placed on the tree. That was like, oh no, you can't possibly do that. So it was like, okay, so we got to, like everybody else, we had to go onto the reseller market and buy these sets, like the Galaxy Explorer and the Castle and the monorail and so on. And just like everybody else, we had to buy them again, which felt very, very odd. It felt like a very, very odd expense claim as well to put in. But it was we did it very sort of under the radar, if you like. So we had a project manager, so I didn't buy them myself on my account. Got a project manager to buy them, and we got them sent to his private home address, so that we kept it quite sort of low key while we were doing this.
Wow, great question.
Can I ask you the question as well?
Yeah. Everybody, please fire around questions. Try not to pick on Stuart too much.
Only because he works there, and every time we talk about this particular product, everyone goes, "Oh no, this because blah blah blah." Okay, the monorail. Okay, everybody says Lego won't make another one because they don't make the track. And my argument is, well, they make plastic. Surely they could make another track. But everybody wants a monorail, and Lego will make what they want or what they think might be popular. But is that true? Is it a fact that they won't make anything like that again because they don't own the patent for the track?
I don't know the
Stuart. My God!
I'll be honest. I don't know the actual kind of I haven't heard that story before. It's usually
asking that question.
But it's a great question, and I guess I'll clearly have to talk to the corporate historians and find out what the story is behind that. But of course we're all aware of, we're all active and following fan media and blogs and so on. So we're aware of what fans love, and but there are lots of other commercial decisions behind that, and I can see somebody wants a goat. Yes,
there's so many people.
Yes,
honestly,
you get a goat, and then it'll be everybody wants a baby goat, and it'll go on and on.
Yeah, and
if only you'd said you wanted a goat. I had no idea there was a demand for goats out there.
Honestly, build a massive sculpture of a goat, and then they could wind their necks in about that. Honestly,
there is actually there's a bridge outside the Lego campus, the new sort of main building in Billund now, and I said we should put 3 goats on there, and have a little troll
like
sound when you walk
Billy
over
Goat's
the bridge.
graph. Yeah,
that'd
be cool.
Now about the monorail site, I actually heard that Lego actually didn't like I'm not going to say profits, but I don't think it sold particularly well at the time. Craig, did you get a sense that was kind of why they didn't continue it? Because let's face it, folks, if you're a business and something's doing really, really well, you're going to keep producing it. You're going to milk it like anything else in business. If it's not doing too well, then you're just going to kind of cut your losses and let it go. And it seems to me,
I think the only story that we really know that's been documented is they were going to work on a Seatron with a monorail, and they had some prototypes knocked up, which were like a blue and grey track, and some aliens underwater, and for whatever reason it wasn't decided to give them the green light. I think that was the end of monorail. I don't think they did it again after that period. So they must have made some decision down the line. I don't think anyone knows whether it was a seller or not. There seems to be a fair few amount of sets out there and tracks. Definitely a lot kicking around,
and it's expensive because obviously there's a demand for it and people want it. It's definitely something I'd like to get. I mean, thank goodness that all this roller coaster stuff that we got coming out now. Like Chris, if there's one thing I love about all this roller coaster stuff, especially with the Monkey Kid sets as well. What was it? Can anyone remember the name of that set? Chris, you might know this, but there was a set that came out earlier this year. It was a Monkey Kid set. Was it City of Lanterns or something like that? It was.
That rings a bell. Yeah,
that one. That had the monorail, a teal one, I think it is, that goes around it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, folks out there. And that
everybody thought there was a monorail, I think, but it wasn't a monorail.
It's not a monorail. It's a roller coaster track.
It's roller coaster track, yeah. So, but roller coaster, they're coming out with so many roller coaster things at the moment, or things that used roller coaster track in them. That's good because it makes it cheaper. And all we need out there, folks, I'm just throwing it out there, right? We need some clever little spark to come up with an idea of coming up with multiple loops. I'd like to see that. Just an idea. Might just throw it out there. You never know. Someone might pick up on that one day and say, I'm going to do that. You know, watch this space, folks. Watch this space. So, Arthur Sleep, Chris, what about you, dude? Are you more minifigure or are you more build? I get the feeling, because I get the sense that you definitely got some sort of engineering background going on there. What are you more into, the builds? Or the
yeah, definitely the builds. Yeah.
That's
the minifigures themselves, I do get all the new series when they're released. And I've gone back and I think I bought the Disney ones. Or I found a load in an independent toy shop which didn't sell, so I bought them out. But yeah, definitely the builds. But then a lot of what I'm into, it sounds silly, but is stuff that I think might make a compelling video. So I might like to one day make a video where I try and get every minifigure from the CMF series. Although that would just be a very long list-like video, or just try and get some of the rarer ones. I'm always intrigued by everyone goes on about Mr. Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Could they do? Because I think arguably the most expensive minifigure, Si.
No, he's one of the most expensive, but like there's way more expensive minifigures.
But how much does he go for? Because I've seen a few on eBay for about $5,000, but I don't know if that's people trying their luck or if that's about what they.
No, I think that's good.
I wouldn't pay that much. I wouldn't pay that much for him.
Yeah. He's gold, size gold. I thought he got him for about $6,000, wasn't it?
And you have to be really careful. There's a lot of fake ones going around, Chris, as well. So just be really careful.
Because what I'd quite like to do, I think would make a really good video, is making one out of solid gold, because it would be significantly cheaper than buying one. Because he's worth I think about 30 times his weight in gold. So if you literally made.
You could make like a whole army of them.
You could probably make one probably about 2 foot tall for the price of a real one.
That would be amazing. Could you imagine an army? I mean, what would be an army? What is classed as an army, Si? Is it like more than 10? I mean, I'm thinking
a base plate and more.
A base plate.
32 or 32.
I was going to say, I think Shy will disagree with you there. You know, Shy time is my time. He'll have the technical definition for you.
Oh, has he got it? Shy, if they're out there, and I saw him floating around earlier on, I want to know what is classed as an army.
I think he's not a fan of the whole base plate army thing.
There has to be look, Lego.
There, he's in the chat now. There you go. Shy.
Yeah, there he is. Oh, there he is. Trigger.
Triggered.
I want to know, right? Honestly, it's one of the best triggers to do, Stuart and Chris and Kat, when you're doing a live stream, right? If you think, oh, what should I talk about? I know we'll make it up. We'll say that Monkey Kids you're being retired off at the end of the year. Honestly, Stuart, they go nuts about it. They really do. They can't believe that. It's the best.
Yeah, we'll just say Monkey Kid's a terrible theme. It should be retired. We'll just wait 30 seconds and we'll have tech in the chat.
Like that. It's fantastic. Really good. But yeah, I want to know, Mr. Shy Time is my time. Who, by the way, folks, I was watching at 6 o'clock this morning, and there was people on the East Coast, Amber, that really should have been in bed as well. It must be about 3 o'clock in the morning their time. It was. I'm genuinely interested to know builds, minifigures, and anything and all that stuff that goes with it. But one person I got to say hello to, because she's looking a bit tired at the moment. Oh, little Naomi. Hey, Naomi, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey, Naomi. Hello. What happened today?
It was my first school.
Last day of school, summer holidays.
Wow.
Woo! Not for me. Good time
Not
for
for
you,
me.
bad time for me.
Yeah.
All right. So how long have you got off now then, Naomi?
6 weeks.
6 whole weeks.
Oh God! I tell you, I mean, Chris, it was probably only a couple of years for you, but did you used to enjoy having a whole 6 weeks off?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just time to spend on projects you want, like what you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I really miss those days. I really do, honestly. Best days of your life, folks. Honestly, Naomi, is your dad going to do anything exciting with you over the next 6 weeks?
We're going to the Lego store.
Nope.
August the 3rd. We are.
Who's that for? Is that for you?
do.
August the 3rd. Oh, you're going to get some of the new sets, eh? Some of the new sets.
Yeah. We're going to take you Uncle Scott, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we are. He's coming on August the 1st.
Yep.
The day after my birthday.
Oh, hello.
Ooh.
And look who's here.
Oh,
I see you.
Hi.
I know, lag.
I know.
He has no t-shirt on.
He's got no t-shirt on.
So warm.
Ooh.
It's what Si. We've been in over 40 degrees in England this week. How warm, how hot did it actually get in Ireland?
33. Well, all the English people love me saying that, won't they? 33.
That's 33 for everyone who's just tuned in.
My interpreter is off today, so yeah. Great.
Are there subtitles?
Sorry.
Yeah, but
Folks, I'll put it in the chat.
Nothing compared to you guys. Like, I mean, your temperature over there was just disgusting. Horrible.
And I'll just tell you to all come and spend a January in Australia, and I'll see you later.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you're in Australia. What would you expect? But yeah, have you got aircon, actually? Snelline, have you got aircon?
I do, yeah. I've got ducted.
Yeah, exactly. We don't in England. Our aircon is opening up a window.
A window, yeah.
It really is. But yeah, no, fair enough.
You say hi to Luke's going to say hi to everyone, then he's going to go. Are you playing Fortnite or what were you doing?
I'm watching TV.
You're watching TV? What a surprise. Say hi to Kat.
Hi, Kat.
And you said hi to Naomi, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you say hi to Craig.
Greg.
And just say hi to Greg.
Hi, Greg.
See Greg in a few weeks. And say hi to Snelania.
That's on,
And say hi to Stuart.
Sure.
And say hi to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
You met Chris a little while ago as well. And say hi to Amber.
Amber.
And say hi to Nicole in Essex.
I know that.
She's in Romford or somewhere. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
That was
Bye,
fast.
Nick.
Bye.
Really quick, wasn't it?
Bye.
Oh, bye, Naomi.
Bye, Naomi.
So is Nicole from Essex going to become a thing like Martin from Alabama?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. We are Nicole, right? Every time we ask Nicole to speak some German, we should say, well, how do you say, I don't know, a certain element name or something like that in German? She's like, you see it there. She said very quickly, she goes, what, this sort of dummy's book to speak in German. And it's like, come on. So, but Nicole, come on, the modularizer.
Sorry, just for 1 second. Nillig wants to show you one thing that he got during the week, and Greg, you're going to love it.
Okay, go for it. I don't know what I'm looking at, Si.
It's a huggy wuggy.
It's called a huggy wuggy. It's some new thing that all the kids are into, and he's really cute, though, isn't he? I know some people at home are terrified now. They hide behind the couch.
I've never seen anything like it, Si. It's different, that's for sure. Okay, that's the weirdest thing I've seen all day. Yeah, all right. Good. Have you got a name for him, Nolek?
Venom Huggy Wuggy.
Venom Huggy Wuggy.
Venom. Okay, Venom's a cool name. I like that. A little bit of Marvel thing going on there.
Bye-bye.
See you. Yeah. Enjoy.
That looks like that rabbit he got his daughter in Ant-Man. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, we've lost someone. We've lost Amber. Come back, Amber. So where did we get to then?
Back to Nicole.
Nicole, the modulator. That's it.
Sorry.
I want to know.
Nola gave me the perfect excuse to get out of it.
No, you're in it. Don't you worry. Thank you, Si. I want to know, Nicole, are you into the builds more, or are you into minifigures? Because you built a lot in the last few weeks, and you don't look like you'd much. Cause just in case anyone wonders, Nicole is actually meant to be packing to move.
Right.
You don't look like you've done a lot of packing.
Zero.
Yeah. So original question: are you into the builds or the figures, or are you into both?
Both. I believe that one feeds into the other. Unless you are rather into your model cars, into Technic, like the Porsche or the Lamborghini. Okay, that's not a minifig scale, but I love these builds, enjoy them thoroughly, but mainly I am minifig scale, so I like the build. But what would be a minifig scale build without minifigs? Would be a bit it would be strange, right? The minifig is the foundation of every city. Can you imagine to have a Lego city without minifigures? And they are amazing. We could start a discussion of skin color. Do we like the yellow ones best, or do we like the superhero skin color ones best? What do you think? What's your preference?
Oh, I miss the ones from the modulars, from the older modulars with just the two dots and the smile. I miss those, but personally I like the upgrade, and I do kind of like those different colored faces.
But it's a bit of a shame, right? Because we have so many variations of yellow minifigs, but in the end, they don't get the glory that they deserve, right? It's the Marvel, Star Wars minifigs which shine, but the traditional minifigs.
Well, Emmett is one of my favorite characters, and he's a yellow-faced minifigure. I love Emmett.
I like
just
that
think
too.
He's brilliant.
Yeah,
Right.
he's awesome. He really is. I agree. I quite like. The problem is that the problem. It's almost like Lego's creating a rod for its back. I'm intrigued to know what you think about this, Kat and Chris and Stuart, especially because right, the more detail you give the figures, the more you almost give people, I don't know, a kind of a bit of a license to kind of complain about them more. Whereas I quite liked the basic minifigure. Like when I built Assembly Square, it took me quite a while, mind you, folks. But it was quite refreshing to go back to basics with the minifigure faces and everything like that. And I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like a traditional minifigure. What do you reckon, Kat? Because there's a lot of detail in those figures these days, and that kind of leads in quite nicely, asking you what your favorite Star Wars one is. What do you reckon? Do you think it's a good idea that we're getting more detail now?
I do love the more detail. In fact, actually, I've got a minifigure here. This is from 213 to the Starry Night, and this is Van Gogh. And if you just see the details on this guy, he's got all the painted details. He's printed on the back.
Yep.
His minifigure palette is unique, and everything about that figure is absolutely beautifully designed. Next issue of Blocks magazine comes out next Friday, and we have an exclusive chat with Nikan, the graphic designer who made this minifigure, and she talks about the process with us on how he was made. And I think as printing has improved with minifigures, the details that they can now add are just astounding. I mean, I remember being excited when like arm printing was announced, but now we've got like leg printing and back face prints, and it's really cool. But I still think that the yellow face minifigures, they do have that sort of traditional charm, like Emmett, like the ones from the modular series. I like them both.
Yeah, no, I think that's a nicely put, and I think there's a place for both. It was a bit like the CMS series that came out a couple of years ago. I think it was CMS series 17. So you'll know this, and it was the policeman came with it. I remember that one specifically because it was one in every box, which was not helpful, but it was just a basic policeman, and I was like, oh, do you know what? There is a nice charm about it. What about you, Stuart? Go on, Si.
He was a kind of he wasn't officially a chase figure, but we all figured out where to find them in a box. So like I was going into the shops because they know me because I'm a Lego geek and everything, but I go into the shops and friendly with them, and I was able to go in and say, hi, will you open up a box for me? And they'd be like, okay. Why? I said, well, I want the minifigure I want to get. So on the left, I think it was 9 from the back, and you pick them out and you got your policeman. And I think it's very naughty of me. I think of about 7 of them, but they were going for a lot of money at the time, and I don't sell my stuff on, so I've got them all kept sealed because that's the weird stuff I do. I'll stop talking, let someone else talk now.
Oh, so it's very interesting. This is what you have to say. Hold that thought there, folks. Greg, are you going to be doing your show your mock part of your usual streams? Is this one not today? I'm obsessed even with that part of your stream. Yes, I'll be showing it in about 5 minutes. We'll do it at 10:30 already. It feels really weird streaming half hour later than normal. I'm sort of thinking, we would get ready to wind down now. We've got half hour to go, folks. In that time, I will be showing off a few pictures. If you want to send them to me, DM me on Instagram, and I'll show as many off as I possibly can. So where did I get to? Who did I get to? I tell you what, we got Amber. Let's bring Amber in. Amber, welcome back. Don't worry, internet issues. It happens to all of us. Happens to everyone all the time. So don't worry. You're in safe hands here. I'm curious. Are you into the builds or the minifigures more? What's your thing with Lego?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a journey. When I first started, I did not care about the minifigs to the point where I would buy the sets and I would just tell my daughter, I'm like, you can have the minifigs, it's totally fine. And I started to get to a place where I think it was when I started doing more of like the Marvel sets and, the ones that were, like the licensed type of themes where I'm like, oh, wait, like these are kind of cute. I kind of like these. And as time went by, I started to, get a little bit more interested in the minifigs. There are a couple sets that I have specifically bought because of minifigs, but I'm not like trying to collect a particular set or anything like that. For example, with like the Marvel CMF, there were just certain ones I wanted, and that was it. Like I didn't need the whole thing. And so I just kept going until I got those particular ones. And then I got a couple Star Wars sets because they were, characters that like were meaningful to me that I didn't have minifigs for. So I love the build and I will buy sets for the build. But if like a minifig strikes something for me or is reminiscent of something, I will definitely, go for collecting that as well. But I'm not going to do any like the aftermarket, like where they're like $500 for this. It's like, no, that's fine. Just stuff that I can get right now.
Yeah, no, that's fair game. I think we've been round and asked everyone.
I interrupted you when you were going to talk to Stuart. I just remembered.
No, that's cool, man. Stuart, when it comes to minifigures, like, you probably get asked this all the time. I'd imagine doing what you do, being the sort of Lego house master builder, do you is there a particular designer that you follow? Like, for example, you described earlier on the Atari set, and you said it was designed by so and so. Do you have how can I put this amongst the designers? Do you ever like put like little kind of where we going there, Easter eggs in there, so that that's a particular designer has designed that set? Because I wish Lego would make it more prominent who actually does design the sets, because I think that in itself is a collection.
Yeah. So there are guidelines around what you can and can't do in comes to sort of these Easter eggs and stuff, but certainly in the last set that I did for the Lego house, which was the Downey Holm Master Builder one, I'm known for only wearing yellow shoes. So of course I had to include a tile with a pair of yellow shoes on there, which is something that just is a little sort of mention about me, because the set was Downey Holm Master Builder. She was the first this one here, actually. It's the first Lego Group's first Master Builder. So this is her in her sort of workshop, and so she was the first Master Builder. So of course I'm following in her footsteps. So I managed to sneak in a tile with a pair of yellow shoes on them as signifying that I'm following in her footsteps and so on. But we have an experience in the Lego house called the World Explorer, and it's basically this world where all the minifigures live. It's split into 3 different themed islands. So we have a town and countryside. We have a downtown city and a tropical island. And there we throw in lots and lots of pop culture references and Easter eggs, and also internal Easter eggs as well. You know, with some of the different, some of the Lego employees have their own minifig, so of course they get thrown in there as well in terms of doing little stories with those characters.
All right, that's pretty cool.
And as well, series 11, the diner waitress, Tara was one of the designers, and she actually named the minifigure Tara. She got a name tag. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Yeah. Now there is a story behind Stuart Harris and his yellow shoes. There really is. There he is. He's all misted up. Now, interestingly, Stuart, last I heard, you had about 11 pairs of trainers or shoes. There might be general shoes. I don't want to be presumptuous and say they're trainers that were bright yellow. Is that growing, or is it kind of stabilized?
It has grown. It's now got an extra 4 pairs of the official Lego Adidas ones in there as well. So it's quite a collection. I always wear the same identical black t-shirts every day, and I don't like making decisions in the morning, so it's an easy way to start the day, and it's only the yellow shoes which is different. And if it's been a rough night, I know which way up I am in the morning if I can see the yellow shoes. But it's just become a bit of a signature, if you like, now. So if I don't wear them, it would be very odd. So now I've kind of backed myself into a corner. I always have to wear yellow shoes now. So
and I know you're a Chelsea fan as well. My commiserations. Yes. And I think they did. Is it? Oh, maybe it's Leeds. Do they have yellow? Is their away kit?
They do. Sometimes? Yes, they do. Yes, it's blue and yellow.
Jamie.
Yeah. But I tell you the story behind the yellow shoes was that I was visiting the Czech model shop where we were having all the models built for the Lego house, and I came across this shoe shop that had this bright pair of yellow shoes in there, and they were sort of real Lego yellow, and I just thought I need to have these. I need to have these shoes, so I bought them. But they also had a pair of really nice sort of Lego blue shoes. So I started wearing both, and but only when I wore the blue shoes, everybody would ask, "Where are the yellow shoes?" So it became sort of okay. If I want to sort of get through the day without being asked where the yellow shoes are, I had to wear the yellow shoes. And then I only wore the blue shoes if Chelsea won at the weekend, but they weren't winning that much at the time, so I very rarely wore them.
Well, that's fair enough. Chelsea. Ugh. I got to ask: does anyone on the panel support a soccer team or football team? Amber, you look like you're wearing some sort of I can barely say the word soccer top. Soccer. It says like something you put on your feet, doesn't it? The socks. Amber, are you a footy fan?
So it's a little deceiving because my jersey here is actually for Korra, The Legend of Korra, the show.
Okay.
But actually, there are my husband and I have been following. We had some West Coast teams that we were following. In fact, Los Angeles had just had its first women's professional team there.
Very cool.
And so we've been following those. I'm not quite as big a fan as my husband is, but I definitely enjoy it more than American football for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Good stuff. I like the sound of that. I'm curious, Chris. I've never heard you once speak the words football ever. I'm sure you've used footballs in your videos. But are you into football at all? Are you a fan of any teams?
Not particularly. I enjoy generally a lot more when there's some kind of international competition on, like the Euros or the World Cup.
Yeah.
Just because everything's a bit more desperate and scrappy, and there's a lot more kind of to play for. They're really intense, and they know if they lose, they're out, kind of thing. So it's fun to watch. But ordinary day-to-day football, it just yeah. It's just they don't seem to care enough, and the stakes aren't high enough.
Yeah, and that's cool. I like honestly, folks. I was going to stream on Tuesday night to finish off the train station, but I'm going to go for Wednesday now because Tuesday night we got the British Lions are going to be playing the semi-finals. I watched the game the other night. It was the best game of football I think I've seen all year. So I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. That tournament, it's awesome. It really is. Nicole, are you into football at all?
Not at all. I should be. Being German, I really should be into soccer, but I'm not. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair enough. That's not fair enough. Like I say, Stuart's a Chelsea fan, so he's definitely not into football. Selena. Oh, sorry. Stuart, I'm a West Ham fan, so, you know, I've got nothing much to shout about.
Commiserations, yes.
You can have Frank.
Now you know why he talks a lot of bubbles, don't you?
Oh, here we go. I'm glad you said bubbles. Snelena, what are you into? Are you into football?
Not so much, no. I'm into ice hockey. So.
Ice hockey, yeah, ice hockey's good.
Yeah, so I'm into ice hockey. But interesting that Amber mentioned about the women's football because the FIFA Women's World Cup is being held this time next year in Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, is it?
So actually, yeah, the best of the best of the best will be in Australia and New Zealand and all the women.
Oh, very good. I'm loving women's football. Honestly, it's brilliant. It's so much. It's actually really good fun. I mean, it's how football should be. And well, anyway, what can I say, folks? I like it.
And one of my friend's daughters actually plays for the Junior Matildas, which is the Australian team. So
the Junior Matildas, I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good name. Very Australian, that is.
I'm not sure that team I was watching the other night is English there because they went a goal down and actually didn't give up and came back. I couldn't believe it.
They weren't diving or anything, were they?
Yeah, there was no penalties, no nothing. They won it. It's like,
honestly, it was such an exciting game of football. And they're showing me age here now. I've got to have a pair of glasses to see in the distance. I've got a pair of glasses I need to use my PC. So for all night long, I was like doing stuff, and for all night long, I was taking my glasses off and put the other ones on. I was God, it's ended up just watching it at the end. But honestly, such a good game. So well done, the Lionesses. Si, you just love big tournaments, don't you, mate? You love a big tournament.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as Chris. I don't watch weekly football, but I watch the big ones like the Euros, and same with rugby. I'd watch big rugby matches, but I won't watch like weekly rugby matches or anything. But I am loving the women's football. We were watching it, I think last year, the year before, Greg, weren't we? We were talking about that a lot. But the English team were doing amazing. Like that match the other night was incredible. But yeah, they're such a great team. But no, not a big football fan, not a big sport fan, really. You know me, I'm a weirdo. I like curling. I like watching curling. Good Canadian sport. Yeah, I think it's fascinating.
Oh my God, I love curling too, so.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, you weirdos.
I mean, the one where they do their hair there. So
that's what I like. Yes, I like
Didn't
that.
Ireland beat the All Blacks the other day?
Yeah,
yeah. And we've just lost Rich.
Yeah. Don't surprise. In his black shirt.
I love that. Well, what about you, Kat? I mean, Wales, they're pretty good at ruggers. They're pretty good at footy. What was that? What was the Manchester United winger? What was he called? Giggs. He was a great player. Are you into football at all?
Oh, I'm afraid to say, even though I come from Wales, I'm not into rugby or football. I'm actually not interested in sport per se.
Well, that's fair enough. Don't feel bad. Are you into Star Wars and stuff like that? You probably got time for sport, which is completely fair game. It really is. Anything sporting at all?
I will watch the snooker.
Snooker, yeah, it's technically a sport, I suppose. Yeah, that's all right. I was snooker's. Do you know what snooker? I find it very relaxing, folks. I really do. No, that's fair enough. And going back to the days of black and white TVs, honestly, folks, black and white TVs and snooker just never worked. It never really took off back in those days, did it, Stuart? I remember the commentator.
The commentary was great in those days, wasn't it? The guy saying, "For those of you watching in black and white, the yellow is behind the black." It's like. Okay. It could also be the white. It could be the blue.
I think they used to use like a grid system, didn't they? Just put it up momentarily and say, "This is the yellow one." Those were the days, folks.
I don't remember that.
Craigster, of course you do. Craigster, before I show the pictures off, I just want to say to everybody, get your votes in on the survey. I'm just intrigued to know, I don't know really, if you guys have ever played the Atari at all. I really like the set. I love the fact it comes with a minifigure as well. And also, why?
And that is the main reason I will definitely buy this one. Minifigures included. It's brilliant. It's simple. And the weird thing is, everyone was talking about it on their live streams recently, and I was like, "Yeah, the minifigure's cool," and they were like, "Oh, when aren't they zooming in and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's got
a minifigure." Yeah,
that's an important thing for me. As we were saying earlier on, that's an important thing for me when I buy a Lego set. If it doesn't have a minifigure, I'll probably overlook it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Craigster, you're into football, but you're a Newcastle fan, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. So I'm into misery and pain for the last 30 years of my life.
Exactly. Yeah,
and the rest.
It's a tough one, mate. It's a tough one. Someone's got to be there. Got Solo the Brit Builder out there now. Yeah. Is he keep making nuanced changes to his? The Brick Builder. I like that. I like that. Used to formerly Solo Brick Builder. And
then he was Solo, and now he's
Solo. Yeah, he's Solo. It's got nothing to do with Solo. Cat, dig this, right? Solo the Brick Builder, right? Massive Star Wars fan. Solo, nothing to do, right, with being a Star Wars fan. He purely calls himself Solo because he goes out in his white van on his own.
Oh, come on. You need to paint the falcon on that van or something.
That's what we keep telling him. Honestly, we do. Oh, anyway. Solo, good to see you, dude. Hope all is well with you. I hope the heat this week wasn't too bad much for you as well. Got Mama Lego out there as well. Mr. Weird as well. That's a great name. I like that. We've got My Bricks and Me as well saying, "Hey, Lego people. Great to see you, dude." We've got the beautiful Lorraine Fox O'Connor. Going to meet you in a few weeks, Lorraine. And who else we got out there? We got just everyone giving everyone loads of love. Saying, "Chris, really build better out of Lego." Watch this space, I'd imagine, Chris, isn't it? Watch this space.
Yeah, next few days.
Whatever it is, folks, you know when it comes, it will be a masterpiece. It really will be. Now, talking of masterpieces, let's show you lot out there some pictures, shall we? Now, let's see if I can get this right first time this week. Oh, God, he only has done it as well. There we go. I normally have to go through about 10 iterations of this because Craig, we're on countdown now. We've got about, we haven't got long anyway, folks. Anyway,
17 minutes.
17 minutes and counting, folks. And bearing in mind, my outro is about 45 seconds long, something like that. I don't know why I did that as well. I think it was... there we go. So anyway, we were talking about armies earlier on. Shy. Don't be shy. Love that. Do you know what, Shy? It's funny. When you haven't had coffee yet in the morning and you're watching someone at 6 o'clock streaming in the morning, you get a completely different perspective on people as well. But anyway, that's exactly what I was doing this morning on the 72-hour community live stream, watching Shy Time is My Time. So please do watch that back, folks. Here, this is an army, right? You might be looking at that thinking, well, I can see a few flags. I can see a lovely plant in the background. And by the way, Shy, you've got a lovely kitchen. You really have. That is a big army. So let me show you another picture of his. Coming in. God, look, this is a nice one, isn't it? Like, there's so many people there. You can't actually see. There's not even minifigures there. There's millions of them. But,
and Shy's response to what is the correct number for a unit in an army was each to their own, as long as there is a leader in front.
Oh, a leader in front. That's it. We're not talking a team leader here, folks. Neither. Look at this. Look at that. Now,
that's beautiful. I love it.
It is. You know, I mean, he's either got a very small table or he's got a lot of Lego minifigs going on.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Lego minifigs.
He's got a lot of minifigs.
and every video picture that you see from Shy, his house is so clean. It's unbelievable.
I know, and he's got two small children. How does he do it?
I don't know
how does he do it. I don't think his kids are allowed in the kitchen. That's it. End of story. Right? What else we got? We got one with the stud. He sent me a story, so thank you for that, my friend. Christopher Chalice. He said this. I'm not really sure what it is. What is it? Is it a Lego minifigure mold or something? I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It looks like a cast, doesn't it?
It's like a cast.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from a Monopoly set. I used to love Monopoly. I just used to love the little things made out of, I don't know what they were, nickel or something like that. Chris sent me a picture as well. He actually has been part and parcel, him and his son, has been part and parcel of the 90 years of play. Look, there he is. Chris Chalice. That's what he looks like, folks.
I saw that. I was like, that's what he looks like. Okay.
Yeah. He scrubs up all right, doesn't he? He really does. Very nice. Play helps us both be creative. Chris, Dad, and Build Buddy. Look at that. There we go. Chris, 42 years of play. Jaden, 9 years of play. What a fantastic picture. Honestly, very, very cool. I'm very proud of you, Chris, having that picture taken. Very, very cool, my friend. We've got the brick bods as well. This is a disturbing picture, this is, because, well, it kind of insinuates I was in that stream as well. Here we go. This is the brick bods with me in there as well. There we go. I'm not quite sure how I got there, but somehow I did.
What are you doing to carry?
I don't know. I'm not.
Likes it though. She likes it.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
she's got her blue face on.
What can I say? It's a new sensation. I won't tell you exactly what I spoke to them about in the conversation. That was kind of going on in between stuff. Jesse Mola. Honestly, there's nothing he doesn't know about superheroes, folks. Do check him out. This is what did he put in his comic cover habitat? Spectacular Spider-Man episode, or rather issue 99. Check this out, folks. Look at that. Straight. That's very cool.
That's cool.
I forget what that was. He a villain? I forget what he was called, but anyway, he was interdimensional one. He really was very, very cool. Love that. I loved his. Is this? I still got it actually. It was the Wolverine picture he sent me last time. Sorry, no, I haven't got it there, but that's amazing as well. Oldendorf has sent me a picture. I'm not really sure what is it. Is it? Oh, it's a view from the Lego castle. I think this is just a picture of the outside of his house. It says Lincoln, which is of course where Trevor Baker's.
Yes, Trevor's new store is opening this weekend.
That's it. Yeah, he opens up tomorrow, 10 o'clock. If you're in Lincolnshire, then do check it out, folks. This is from the Cajun Yeti. It goes, I still have all the games and it works as well. This is a very old games console. This is the Atari 2600. It looks like it's had a reskin on it, but it still works. Look at that.
Oh, so that's the real one, is it?
Is it? No, well, that is a real one, yeah, and the games still work apparently, which is pretty amazing. So, thank you for sending that in, Cajun. I really do appreciate that. Gary Mullane, he sent me a picture. He just builds massive sets, Stuart and Chris. He just builds massive things out of rainbow colours. There we go. Nice set of drawers as well there. Nice veneer on those. Can appreciate that. What else we got here? There we go. Matt Elder. I can't really show that one, Matt. It looks wrong. The Bricketeer. You'll know what I mean when you see it. Si, you're inclusive on that as well. He goes, this is from the Bricketeer. Love that. He goes, hey, mate, currently in Turkey, so have a great stream. We'll be back next week. Good stuff. Well, anyway, the Bricketeer sent me this. Look, he designed that. That's quite cute, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Hey, it's dinky. Like that. Not bad. See? Not everything has to be 16 meters high, Stuart. You can have something as well, as big as your thumbnail. Love that. How are we doing for time, Craig?
You've got 12 minutes.
Okay, 12 minutes. What could we do in 12 minutes? Let's do Lego stuff.
It usually takes us an hour to wind down, so.
There's going to be a quick wind down tonight, folks, believe me. Okay, what other pictures have we got? Haley sent me stuff. Red's just asked me questions. Let's have a look. This is here. Katkylo. She's sending me messages saying hello. How you doing? One with a stud. There we go. There's just sent me a thing. Shy. Oh, Brixing sent me a picture. What's this? Okay. The only reason I'm going to show you this picture is because Stuart's here. This is simply all it is for.
Kelsey related.
There we go.
Good choice.
Honestly.
Nice.
Yeah. I apologise profusely to folks.
So I don't know if you caught some assembly required this week.
I did. Yeah. I was watching it last night.
Yeah. Did you know that Rich's favourite set is actually the tall neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he hadn't a clue what it was, though.
Yeah.
He was like, I love this. I've no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Why do we have to relive that painful memory?
Also, it's missing a vine, just in case anyone
It's missing a vine. Oh,
it's missing a vine.
They'll sort it out for him. They'll sort it out. It's a strange one. This is Cabbage has sent me a picture. Just so you know,
Everyone avert your eyes.
Chris. Yeah, this is Chris Stuart Cat. This person does exist. His name's Cabbage, and and that's what he looks like in the flesh.
He's had a few wines tonight.
He has. He's been.
I think they've been doing a watch party on Discord, if I'm honest, because they've been harassing me.
Have they? Well, I tell you, I was watching what he's been writing in there. I was thinking, they're just words. He's putting words together. It doesn't make no sense. And I thought, oh yeah, red wine. What else we got going on here as well? Oh, Jesse sent me another one. Here we go. This is the picture that I was telling you about. Jesse.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, countdown. I could do loads in 10 minutes. Loads. I make a cup of tea and all sorts of things. This is a mosaic. We love mosaics here. We do. We love superheroes. We love authors.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the 3D lettering as well.
Oh, Tangent will be sad he missed that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, Tangent. And Tangent's pretty good as well. He knows his stuff. He really does. And that, I think, is pretty much all the pictures. I can't take any more abuse, folks. I really can't. Let's do another picture from Chris.
I haven't sent anything this week.
You haven't actually yet. No. But there we go. Here, this is Chris's son with a couple of the presenters. How cool is that? Look at that, folks. Presenters from.
That's Brickmaster Amy.
Exactly.
And Matthew Ashton.
I love her.
And Matthew.
Yeah, she's so tall. She really is. We need Lego Masters UK to come back. Just throwing it out there, Stuart. If you know someone who knows someone who knows someone.
In a different format, though, please. Not Bake Off style. We want it. We want it the Aussie style, please.
Yeah.
We do because we're Aussies. Like when you get to know them, they're actually all right. They really are, folks. So anyway, thank you everybody.
Did you hear that, Rich?
Oh, hold on a minute. We've got the TRA has sent me something in as well. Here we go.
The Tray Company, Emily. She's on Instagram and she's just beautiful. She's lovely.
She is. Do you know, she says the nicest things to me as well. Honestly, she's lovely. There we go. This is from the Tray Company. There we go.
Wow.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There we go. Wow. I tell you what, right? I'm just saying, right? But Lego peeps that are into Lego. We're really into IKEA as well, aren't we? We have got issues.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
It's because we spend that much money on Lego. We need cheap furniture. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah, we do. But it's cheap until you've got to buy about 5 of everything. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's because you have to assemble it. It's still the same vibe, isn't it? So,
it has actually. And do you know what? Some people, Si O'Connor, actually keeps the instruction manuals, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Even
I've stopped doing that as well, and I've stopped keeping the plastic from the Lego sets. And I have stopped keeping the little plastic thing or the backings from the stickers. I don't keep any of that anymore. I've let it go.
That's it. You let it go.
And don't forget this one.
The reason I used to keep the sticker sheets and all was in my head I thought if I keep them, I still have a complete set. What nonsense!
What nonsense indeed. Now, what I like to say is the Tray Company, thank you so much earlier on for your thing. Look, I've got it there. I was remembering to say it. I really was.
He's written it on a notepad and we can star it. I don't get it.
Exactly. Well, you can actually. And one day, I'll learn how to do and host a live stream. I really will. But anyway, anyone that's listening with, I tell you what, we'll go for a nice one. Firstly, I've got to say this because I just love it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Slip of the finger there. Also, what one should we go for? I tell you what we do. We go for this. All I say, anyone that's wearing headphones, hold your ears at the last second.
Oh my God, is this my acceptance to Hogwarts?
Wow. And people wonder why I got tinnitus, but there we go. Sorry about that. Oh, you was forewarned. Thank you so much for sending that entire company. I really do appreciate that. And of course, you've joined tonight as well. How do we do for time? We've got 6 minutes. Really weird. We're winding down. We've got winding down. Okay. Let's start worrying about things when we've got a minute left, folks. Now, of course, this stream, my segment, is part of a bigger deal. The bigger deal being the 72 plus hour community live stream that, well, it's more than 72 hours really now. It's more like 100, I think it is. It's spanned from like Wednesday and it's going through all the way to to Sunday, I should say. And before us, we had the BrickBods. Then it was, of course, it's me. Next coming up is Bluegrass Bricks. And what I want you lovely lot out there to do as well is go over and support them. We'll be finishing off in roughly 5 minutes, folks. And I would love for you to go over there and support them too. Let's go over there, say hi, introduce yourselves, and give them a big thumbs up as well, because it really helps them do what they do and get noticed as well. This has been an incredible stream, folks. It's been a bit of a dream stream for me as well, because not only have I managed to get some awesome people on from all over the world, we get to see a lovely spectrum of people from all different backgrounds and their total love of the Lego brick. So it's been awesome. I just while we've got minutes to spare, I just want to thank Half Asleep Chris for coming on today.
Having me on.
Amber, Chris, honestly, the honour's all mine. It really is. It's been awesome to have you on, mate. You're awesome, and please do check everybody who's on the panel tonight, folks. All the details are down in the description below. I'm just going to finish off the survey, because if there's one thing I'm going to forget, it's going to be that. I cannot believe that we've had 1,129 votes in a survey.
Ooh, that's a record.
That is a big record. I think that's beaten my last record by about 1,000 votes, I'll say.
And 200 likes as well.
200 likes. We hit 203. Well done, you lovely lot. That is a brand new record, so I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for being out there. Thank you, Amber, for being in tonight. It's been wonderful to meet you. It really has. Nicole, lovely Nicole. My Liebeschon. It's been lovely to see you here tonight. It really has. Stuart, thank you for being on.
My pleasure.
Honestly, it's a little dream come true having you on tonight as well. It really has. Someone who's always a dream to have on a stream is, of course, lovely Snelena. And your ears, get that app sorted out. I want to see your ears change colour.
Okay, next time I'll make it so that they change colours. All right, so everyone has to like and subscribe so that you can see the next time I'm on.
Indeed. And please check out everyone who's in the panel, folks. Check them out. Check them out on Twitter. I tell you, you'll find on Twitter people like Kat. Check her out. Check out Blocks magazine as well. It's honestly, folks, I'm not just saying it. It is one of the best Lego magazines out there. It really, really is. One of my favorite Lego YouTubers is Mr. Cy O'Connor. So, Cy, thank you for coming on tonight, mate. It's been awesome seeing you, talking to you. Love your energy as always, Cy. You're a beautiful person. You really are. Kat, it's been wonderful to have you on tonight. It's again another dream come true. I'm ticking so many bucket list things off tonight, Kat, having you on, and Stuart and Chris and everybody else. It's a very, very special thing to have you with, Kat. It really is. I'm looking forward to Blocks. And Blocks magazine comes out next when?
So the issue 94 of Blocks magazine is coming out next Friday. If you're a subscriber, you can get it early. And we're looking at the Galaxy Explorer. We have exclusive interview with Graham. Did tell me. Hang on. He gave me a promo. I would forget it, wouldn't I?
Well, I tell you what, folks. If there's one set I'm going to get on day one, it's going to be the Galaxy Explorer set. I think
I've already pre-ordered it.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, here we go.
Stuff.
We have the Classic Space retrospective and a Q&A. So we have an exclusive interview with the designer behind the Galaxy Explorer.
Honestly, heartstrings. If there's one thing I love, folks, it's a red spaceman. And that's one of the reasons I got this. It really is. Thank you, Lauren, in America, for sending me that. On the survey, folks, have you ever played a game? Have you ever played a game on the real Atari 2600 console? No, 58%. I can't believe it's that low. Never heard of it. 22%. That's if you're born in the last 25 years. And yes, 19%. Over 1,100 votes. Thank you so much for that, folks. That is a new record. We're counting down the seconds. Craig, thank you for being on tonight. Thank you for being my ringman on here as well and helping me sort out what is a mad bunch of frogs. It really is, folks, having this amount of people on a panel. And you know what? Lego. It really is a wonderful thing, folks. And you know what? Each and every one of you folks out there are too. Do watch the rest of the 72-hour live community stream, folks. It's really important that you do. Check out Bluegrass Bricks. He's coming up next. The link is in the chat. And you know what? If you want to see the full schedule to this wonderful streaming sensation, then please do check out the description below. And for that, I will leave you with some last thoughts of the weekend. Take care, everybody. You're a wonderful bunch. You really are. And I will see you all very, very soon.